Hello, everyone. Um, Today we got a special live stream here. One of the things that me and Pop talks a lot about in the backstage is we really wanted to finish Gilligan's Island and do all three movies there. We had this one set up, we're ready to go, but one week I couldn't make it, and the next week Pop couldn't make it. Then unfortunately Pop passed away. So as four co-hosts here, we're talking there, and we thought it'd be nice that we could at least do the rescue from Gilligan's Island there for Pop to kind of finish out the series and give it a thing there. So Jill was, I think Jill said she was kind enough to make the slides for us as well. Otherwise, I had it ready here. Nemesis, we all, everybody was able to come together tonight. This was the night we were able to do it. So with we got Nemesis of Eden. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really well, and thanks for having me here. And thanks for doing this to you and Jill. And thanks to everyone for being in the chat and waiting so patiently. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
Yes,
and
I
thank you for
appreciate
showing
it.
up for this.
And I'm so sorry I made you guys wait because I really wanted these slides to be right.
No.
And the subtitles wouldn't match up at all. Oh, it does something to my emotions to see pop culture curator in the chat there. It
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was using
Yeah.
the thing right here on
I know.
StreamYards, and it does all three of whoever
I've been-
or it does or if
I know,
like,
I
say
understand.
if there's eight
I know you
people,
didn't do it on purpose.
yeah,
But
or if say if we had like 8 people simulcasting here, like I had when we did the tribute there,
mhm.
all 8 of them would go to the all 8 of them would go to the destination
Yes,
of the
that makes
exact
sense.
same message.
Well, since
Mhm.
Pop is the channel owner, that makes sense, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
because it's still
Yeah.
Pop's channel, even though he's no longer with us. It is still his channel, so you know.
Yeah.
It
And
is.
I was and I got simulcast in mind so we could spread the word there. I was already we're already gonna have it. Well, I was gonna ask Pop if I could simulcast it anyhow with the movie there, and he never had a problem with stuff like that. But how are you doing, Jill?
I'm doing all right. I'm almost ready with my slides, but it's gonna take another 15 minutes or so.
Oh, I got
But
a
we can
little
still
bit. I got a
yeah,
little
we can
background information. We got plenty of chats to get through.
Oh, definitely. Yes. We can start the intro and that should help.
Yeah. And how are you
Good.
doing, PvP?
Oh, I
This
won't go into I won't go into the things that have been going on in the background, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I muddle through. It's not the worst things that have ever happened. So I just gotta just figure out how to work through it, and hopefully I'll figure out a way to make it turn around and work out for the positive. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully for me here,
Gosh, you guys are all here again.
yeah, hopefully for me, I'll have my new vehicle Wednesday. So no more short bus for me. Now, one rule me and Nemesis were talking about this backstage. One of the rules Pop had is we our commentary should stick to the rating of the show. So if it's PG, yeah, our stream should be PG. If it's rated R, then we could be a little bit more what would you say, crass?
Sure. Well, and you don't get any more PG than Gilligan's Island.
Yeah,
I
don't know. I don't know. You should see us on our Walton streams on my channel, but I got a whole different setup. So we're gonna keep to the PG here. I'll because that's
Well, sure, we're on his channel, so his rules.
Yep. And let's say hi to the chat. We had Nemesis first in the chat going, "Hail, you beautiful beings! Thanks for being here." And Nemesis also says, "Miss you, Pop. We all miss Pop. It's been a weird couple of weeks, not being on the streams, being able to talk to him and everything."
Yeah. Has it been almost a month now since Pop passed? It must be getting close, right?
3 weeks.
Yeah.
It feels like we're waiting for him.
6 more days or a month.
Wow. Yeah, boy, time flies in a frightening way.
Yeah. Then we
Uh,
had stormy weather was here. Welcome. He was saying, I hope you are well, but I put in here what happened to what's going on here. And welcome Mikey or Spoon Pies and Deja Vu's mom goes, Gilligan! Little buddy. Then welcome Scurvy. He gives us a pop with a can. I think that's a candle.
yeah, I
It's
believe
a
it's
candle.
Hi, Lemon.
And PvP, you want to read yours?
Sure. Hi, everyone. We'll be nice to honor Pop one more time and bring closure to Gilligan.
I wish I could find the Globetrotters. I'm gonna try like tech to find the Globetrotters one.
That's really hard to find, it seems.
Yeah, because that one is the actual happy ending, I think.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
We need to find it then eventually. Oh, well.
Yeah, then Moon Pie says Vincent's kid Chevavelli.
That's a mouthful.
Oh, it's Russian. That's the problem.
Oh, Vincent. Yeah, just call him Vincent.
Dimitri, KGB spy in this film, also played Dr. Kaufman, assassin in the Bond movie Tomorrow Never Dies. Okay, cool.
Which one is that? Which spy is he? Is he the one with the fuzzier hair or the lesser?
Well, once we get to the slides, then it'll jog my memory, perhaps, Jill.
Okay, it's on the slides. The slides are still in the process.
I'm sure he did other stuff too. He seemed kind of familiar when I watched it last night.
I can tell you here in a second.
Is it true that this movie's in the public domain? I saw that and I was like, what? Really? I guess that makes sense why it's free on YouTube.
But, yeah, there's lots of movies on YouTube that aren't public domain, Jill, though, so I wouldn't count on it.
No, what it is they put a they've mastered the watermark. Is what it is.
Oh, okay. So the trivia that I found that it's public domain is false then.
Yeah. Jill.
Okay.
Here's a picture of him.
Yeah, that's the guy. He has been in tons of stuff. Gosh.
Okay, very cool. Okay, yes, that's the one I was thinking of. The one with more hair.
Girl, I want you to look him up on Wiki or something because he's done lots of movies.
And also, apparently, Sherwood Shorts used his own money to pay for it to help with the budget on this movie.
Really? Wow. Well, they were trying to reboot the series with this, were they not? If I remember correctly, what I read somewhere.
I'm not sure on that, but
I thought they actually were hoping maybe they could get the cast back together, or well, most of the cast, and maybe do like a reboot of some kind, even if it was like a maybe miniseries or something. But then of course the ratings just didn't measure up, and so it never happened, right? But thought I read that somewhere, but I could be mistaken.
All right. So
I think that KGB guy could have been in a Star Trek episode or two.
Oh, it might have been. And
that's a good thing to do, is to find the Star Trek connections if you know.
He looks familiar enough. I think he is in a Star Trek episode. And actually probably maybe a pretty good one too, but I just don't have the information here.
All right. So Gorilla says hi to me there, and I say hi back. I say hi to Scurvy, and Scurvy goes, "Hey, Gorilla." And it was from this show that Scurvy got his nickname. Fun fact.
Wow, that's cool.
Because it started on a Gilligan's Island thing when we were actually talking about citrus fruits on one of the episodes. He goes, well, I just found out that former talk show host Phil Donahue died yesterday of natural causes at 88. We loved his shows. Well, sorry to hear that there, Mikey.
Yeah, Phil Donahue was really big, I think, in the 80s. His talk show was huge. It was one of those afternoon talk shows.
You were right about the Vincent guy. He's in the episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, The Arsenal of Freedom. I'm sorry.
That's
to
the
interrupt.
guy.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, he was like the computer dude, right?
Yeah. So he's responsible for blowing up the Lollipop, the USS Lollipop.
Yeah, the good ship.
Hey, Jill, do you have a link you could post in private chat, perhaps? Because I'd like to take a look at that, if you can.
No, I was just looking up the IMDb, so I don't exactly have pictures or anything.
No, I just thought of his career, if you got some general stuff, I wouldn't mind, because I know he was in lots of stuff.
It's his IMDb page.
I knew I remembered, yeah, but I'll never remember how to spell that name. Come on, Jolie. That's beyond me.
Here, best I can do at the moment.
I'm already multitasking at the moment, but I'll get to it.
Okay, I know.
Here, PvP.
I asked too much.
Here's the best I can do at the time. Do it at the moment because I got multiple pages open also here.
Uh-oh.
I got the name spelling right here for you.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you. That'll do it. Thank you.
All right. So back to the chats. Scrolling up. Nemesis.
Hey, Scurvy.
Or Scurvy says, hey, Nemesis. And hey to PvP. Then he says, hi to Stormy Weather. See, you both got haze. Stormy Weather gets high.
I see where I rank. It's okay.
I don't know which is better. And Mikey says, we hope the stream goes well. We hope so here. I think it's going all right. And still in that thing from my channel, he go, but going, waiting, raw high. Well, and I told him we'll begin shortly. And he goes, okay, no worries. And welcome, Jeff B. He goes, hi, Gorilla, hi, Moon Pie. Welcome, Jeff B. Then Moon Pie and Deja Vu's Ma. And he goes, well, hello, Mikey. Technical difficulties are a beach. Darn right, Jeff. And lucky, we'll start webcam streams again on our channel on September 2nd. And welcome, Hakeem. Welcome.
Hey, Hakeem. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, Hakeem.
Moon says, hello. Great to see you, Hakeem. And with the fixed PC cross fingers. And Jeff says, hi, Hakeem. Welcome, Sean Carter. Welcome. Yeah, it's sad, but this one way we can honor him by finishing out what he wanted to get finished. For sure.
Totally.
And
hey, Sean. Had good.
Yeah. He goes, yes, Jeff, we are prepared for any contingencies if needed. Alrighty. And PC problems can be a pain, but I do like finding them and fixing them. Well, at least someone can fix them. I can't fix mine worth of crap. That's why I got an IT guy who likes to reside in Florida. And I'm a bit inept with tech. My uncanny knack of bringing down electrical items is legend, but fixing them, hello, not quite. Then Scurvy says hello to Sean, and hello, Sci-Fi Nation.
Sci-Fi Nation, hello.
And Scurvy says hi to you, Jill. And Mikey says hello, Mikey. Then he goes, but Mikey goes, hey, brother Jay from Michelangelo Mangea. Then hey Jay, oh man, these chats are taking off tonight. Hakeem says, hey sci-fi. Hello panel. Hakeem says, hey Nemesis, Jill, and PvP.
Hello.
Hey. Hello, Hakeem.
And welcome Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, MCU, and Doctor Who. And Hakeem's waving at Lemon. Hey Mr. Swift. And hello Suzanne. Welcome.
Hi, Suzanne.
Hey, Suzanne.
Hello.
And Scurvy goes, Hakeem, hey. And Suzanne's waving. Hakeem says hi to Sean. It's everybody saying hi to each other here. And
so glad you're all here.
Good to see you. So I'm gonna this film wasn't rated though. Oh, it wasn't rated? We're not going. We're still good. We're gonna treat it like a PG film there because we're not gonna do the unrated. Because if you go unrated, then you can say anything.
Yeah, it makes sense. This was probably before the rating system, was it? Before the TV rating system,
Well,
so
it
that
was
makes sense. But I'm saying just like if it were aired today on TV, it would
about 10
probably be
years.
rated PG.
10 years after the show ended, so it was what? When did the show end? 1969, 68? I'm trying to remember now. And this ended. This was on, I think, about a decade later. The TV movie. I think it was like sometime in the 70s, but I can't remember the exact year.
Mhm. Oh, 1978 is when this movie was released. If you're asking for the
Yeah.
release date, October
Sound-
14th and 21st.
Sounds
It
about
was
right. Yeah.
written. It has like 4 different writers: Sherwood Schwartz, Elroy Schwartz. Oh, probably a relation. Is that it?
I'd be very surprised if it
Al
wasn't.
Schwartz. Also, Al Schwartz. It was a family thing, and David Harmon.
Wow.
That sounds important.
Jeff thinks it's PG-13, baby. Hello.
I don't see how it even got to PG-13. I'd say it's just G, like from what I saw. I don't know.
Yeah. And Oiler Greg says, hello, everyone. And Sean says, girls refuse the Waltons. Hey, they're rated R. I got the disclaimer that says they're rated R.
Sean knows us all too well, Gorilla.
Well, that's what he's somewhat of a fan of the Waltons. Dad drove the truck in the opening series. There.
Oh my.
And everybody's saying hello. And Suzanne saying hello to us on the panel.
Hi again, Suzanne.
Moonby says, Jeff, make it NC-17 rarity. Rarely?
Well, NC-17 was one of those ratings that didn't last very long, did it? Like, I don't remember many films ever getting that rating.
Yeah. Then Oiler Greg says,
got to be really racy to get that.
Well, it was like it wasn't quite X, but it was kind of like between R and X, if I remember correctly. NC-17.
Yeah, and more like soft sex scenes.
Right. Softcore or whatever. Yeah. Giant spider. Hey, giant spider.
Yeah, he's waving his bug. Yeah, the one Gilligan's Island Oiler Greg missed was the giant spider waving.
Oh, that was unfortunate. I gotta say that was.
Yeah. And
hey, hey, Gap.
Hey, Gap.
Yeah, everybody say hi to each other here. Oh, and it jumped on me.
Uh-oh.
Scrolling.
I know we're not there yet, but yes, I know how you feel when Tareen.
Yeah. And Other Greg says Russian spies. I suspect commies are involved. Yep. Indeed, Greg says Mikey. Yeah, everybody saying hello. And thank you, Suzanne, for putting Gap's thing in there. Gap says thanks, Suzanne. Hey, and welcome, Stark of Iron. Welcome.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony. Thanks for being here, bro.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Tony.
Elder Greg says he was a virtual salesman for a planetary defense. Yep.
That's the guy.
Hello, Tony, waving. Hey, Sean Carter. And welcome, Simon Dusk 64. Hi, I keep streaming background. Well, I hope you enjoy it here. And Sean says, hi, Nemesis. Sorry over missed your streams. They've just been at off times for me.
It's all good, bro. I appreciate it, Sean Carter. And Simon Death 64, you are a legend as always. Thank you so much for being here, bro. I appreciate it.
Oh, you know him. I haven't seen him before. That's awesome.
I do. He gives consistent watch time all the time. He's just fantastic.
Yeah. Then Stark says, hey, Sean, I was ready to ask if you're ready to make some magic. Then he said soon with a salute. And hey, don't. Cheers. I'm good night. And say, and Gap says it will be 20-30 time by the time you're reading the chat. I'm not used to this many chats.
Hey, this is successful. If you got so many chatters, that means they want to see the stream.
Yeah.
and the review when we actually get to the review someday.
Yeah. See, that says hello on the side. Well, Jill should be almost ready with that. And she
How's
starts
the
to
slides
Yeah,
going there,
it's
Jill?
it's about 2 minutes out.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
it starts to
Yay.
tail everyone there. And he says, "Dan, hello from this side, Nemesis." Then Scurvy says, "Hail, Tony." And the three Shorts Bros wrote it together.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I must have gotten a hacked up. Okay, so one of these trivia points says the VHS of this movie is usually fully intact, but most, if not all, of the DVD and digital media releases show hacked up editing and having parts cut out at various moments, which explains why I couldn't find a subtitle file that made any sense to the file that I was watching.
Okay. Do we just need to do mine or?
No, actually, I got 90% of the movie. The only subtitles that I fudged are at the very end. So if you want to do yours at the end, if you want to switch to yours, somewhere around where Marianne gets, uh, you know, Marianne's wedding happens. If you want to do that, but
Okay.
if you do want to switch to having subtitles that make sense, but it's still I still have the complete slide. The story isn't too hard to glean without the subtitles, however. So
Yeah.
it's up to you what you want to do. It's your rodeo.
Okay. And Tony Stark says, "Can't stay long. I need to get to work for my own channel to keep things rolling, professional and growing." All right. You have a good night there, Tony. If we don't get
Yes, good night, Tony. Thanks for stopping by.
and
Bye,
it
Tony.
jumped
And have
again.
fun.
Yeah, take care, Tony. Thanks for being
Yeah.
here, bro.
Yeah. Scurry says, "Yep, the Walton's reviews get spicy." Oh, but we always have fun. And welcome, Herc. Welcome. It says between R and X is Stu VW. I don't know.
Hey, Herc, how you doing, bro?
This can't
Herc.
be real. Well, what can't be
It's
real?
that's exactly how I feel. This live stream, having a pop culture curator live stream.
Yeah.
He's not here.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
China and hello there, gorilla. And hey there, sit down. Sci-fi, sit down. Welcome. Jill, you seem to know about NC-17. He gaps laughing with the bomb. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I just want to interject. The rescue film says on Wiki it's 95 minutes, and the one on YouTube I watched last night was 95 minutes. So
Yeah.
it seems there's a complete version on here, believe it or not.
Yeah. And Jill, you want to read this one since you're so good with these?
Whee!
Yeah. Welcome, DJ Play Dice. Welcome. We
Hey,
got some
DJ.
coffee. And Mike
Hey,
said,
DJ.
back to DJ. And Scurvy's giving us some wine. And welcome, Kenny C Music. The SS Minnow was bought and restored by a man here in Vancouver Island. I see it from time to time. Oh, cool.
Really?
Cool. I thought they destroyed it.
Wow, that's not too far from my neck of the woods. It's like maybe a day away from here. Gee, I wonder why he never like opened it up to a tourist attraction or something. Because I'm sure lots of Gilligan fans would have liked to have taken a look at the minnow.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
And
Yeah,
DJ
Kenny,
Play.
see if you got any more info, please feel to post it in the chat. That'd be great. Feel free.
Yeah. And don't forget to like the live. Thank you, DJ.
Yes, that is what pop culture curator loved the most was trivia and production information. So if anybody knows anything about this film that we haven't mentioned, please feel free to share. That's
Yeah,
that
I'm
would
amazed.
make the stream live up to, or at least none of us could be pop culture curator, but we can at least live up to it his standards as much as we can by sharing as much as we can about the production of this show, the series that he loved so much.
Yeah. So then Stark says, I think he means anyways, guys. God bless. Have a good night there, Stark. And that's so cool info. That's cool info there, Kenny. And everybody say hi. And it's pretty cool. I've always been a big fan too. Well, that's good. And Herc says, hello, panel. Well, hello.
Oh, I just
Everybody,
looked up. I just looked up some about the minnow's restoration here, guys. It says in 2008, the boat used in the opening of the second and third season color episodes, previously named the Blue Jacket, was based at Schooner Cove Marina on the east side of Vancouver Island in Nanoose Bay, British Columbia. Having put the boat through a major restoration, the new owner planned to use it for charters and sightseeing tours. It's fabulous.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's all on Wiki if you want to look up the SS. Just look up SS Minnow on Wikipedia. This is cool. And it says the owner equipped it with an old life preserver SS Minnow on it,
yeah,
as well as other show items. Unfortunately, that's
Yeah.
all the info I see here, but that is so
Yeah.
cool.
that something tells me that seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, that's
don't
right.
know.
It's like christening your ship, the Titanic.
No, but I think
Right.
Gilligan's fans would get a kick out of going on a cruise on the Minnow, would they not?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
So,
they would.
So DJ here says to Jill, always get it right. Yeah. He does. He moves it around from marina to marina. Well, that's cool.
So cool. Wow. I'm so happy that the boat still is floating around out there somewhere. That's so awesome. Wow.
Yeah. And Herc says, oh, yes, this is a great YouTube video of the guy getting the minnow and restoring it. It's very good.
Oh,
that
jeez.
cool.
Now I got to go on another search here.
Yeah, my cat says he'll have to look it up.
Wow.
And
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Kenny says, if you search up SS Minnow Vancouver Island, you can find the YouTube. Okay. The Gap says it's cool. And he goes, about the boot. And Kenny says, I saw your stream tell and thought you'd guys would get a kick out of that. Oh, no, we're glad you got to tell us that.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that information. We really appreciate it.
And finally caught up with this one here. Tina Louise was the only cast member not to show up on these TV movies. Regretted it the rest of her career. Unfortunately, today she's the only actress left from the cast. Yeah. So, you gonna say something, Jill?
Yes. Tina Louise thought that her career was ruined because of this series, and so that's why she didn't come back for the movie.
Well, here's the thing that I got here. Tina Louise had flip-flopped about reprising her role as Ginger. She first decided against it, but then she was open to starring in the movie for an undisclosed amount. The producers elected to recast Ginger, stating that Tina Louise wanted too much money.
Yeah, that follows what I've read, that she just wanted way too much. But I think it's a refusal. It's still a refusal. It's like, I refuse unless you give me this money that I know you don't have.
Yeah. So
that's still saying no.
Also, this is like the first movie that's supposed to be part of a trilogy here, and this was one of the last movies that was for the NBC Saturday Night at the Movies, ending that 17-year run. This was one of the last movies they played for that Saturday.
Wow.
So
it says here there's going to be a 4K release, so there is going to be an upgrade to this movie. But when does that come out? 4K Rescue from Gilligan's Island, really? Is that a lie? What do you think? Let me see. Is it already out?
Yeah.
What do you guys?
It might. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yes, it is. It is out. There's a 4K release of this movie.
Wow, that's kind of mind-boggling, actually. For a 1978 movie to get 4K. Wow. That's a tribute to the popularity of Gilligan, is it not?
If I didn't find it on the Blu-ray.com website, I wouldn't believe it.
I never would have believed that. Wow.
Oh.
Well, truth is stranger than fiction, as they say.
All right. So this is the first of the trilogy of the Gilligan TV reunion movies, which would run through 1981. The Castaways made an interesting appearance, more or less on the third network a third network. They previously they started on NBC, then they were tuned in on CBS. Uh, then Filmation took it after that. Oh, that's when they started. I think they had a cartoon of this called Gilligan's Planet.
Yeah, they had a sci-fi. They had a sci-fi
Yeah.
cartoon, Gilligan's Planet. They also had a regular cartoon. Both
That
of them
does-
are
yeah.
awful.
That does sound
You
vaguely
don't say.
familiar. Yeah. Yeah, Gilligan's Planet sounds like just a bad concept from the very concept of it. Like, jeez.
Cringe stock, anybody?
Hey, I'll
stock?
go
Yeah.
for it if you can
It's-
find
it's-
it. If you
It's
can find it.
definitely cringe stock. Also bad, but not as bad as the cartoons. Is Dusty's Trail, which comes after this.
Hey, Jill, it
after
has
the
to be
series.
better than that building floating down San Francisco's Broadway Avenue.
Hey, this movie has a floating building.
Yeah,
It sure does.
but this one doesn't break your mind like that one that we
Break
watched
your mind.
20.0. Also, also it's Judith Baldwin who replaced Tina Louise as Ginger, and she was actually 12 years younger than Tina Louise.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to talk about when we get into this a little further.
Yeah, but we almost got a different Ginger there. An actress by the name of Cassandra Peterson, better known as Elvira, the Mistress of the Dark.
I would have
Almost
gone
beat
with
out
her,
Kate
actually.
Wallace. Yeah, I would have too, probably.
She would have probably been a
Yeah,
better
me too.
actress. Elvira was a
Alright.
pretty good actress for, she does her shtick, but she's good at it, right? So,
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I just want to mention to you, fellow panel members here, I just did post a little while ago in the private chat 3 links to YouTube about the dude on Vancouver Island that has the minnow.
All right.
And
Yeah.
it looks pretty cool, even though I haven't watched
Well,
them yet, but I say
hey.
check them out.
Hey, Jill, yours looks a lot brighter than the version I had. I was gonna show like the color saturation difference, because that's one thing Pop was talking about. Like the show had that distinct 60s look with the nice bright colors for people to show off on the television there. Once you got the 70s there, they went from the tricolor thing to something else. I can't quite remember what he called it, but everything was a lot darker, and that makes the Gilligan's shirts doesn't match and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
the first copy I had was oversaturated, and so I found another one on YouTube that was a little brighter. And I don't know see that's what we need Pop here for, because he knows those
Alright.
things about the differences between how they shoot and what kind of film they use and what kind of camera they used and how they set up the shots and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss
And
it.
Yeah. I would guess that since Gilligan was originally a 60s show and they were trying to really push color television hard in those years, like take a look at just about any show from the mid to late 60s and the colors just pop, right? They just, pop your eyeballs out because they're so bright and vivid, and which I love because I love 60s color TV shows. But by the 70s, well, especially late 70s, like this movie, they were kind of not so worried about the color thing anymore because by the late 70s, probably everybody had a color TV, right? So they weren't trying to push it anymore.
This was cheaper also.
Yeah.
But all right, so we got in this scene here, the Skipper gets woken up by Gilligan snoring, then he tells him to knock it off. Then Gilligan starts having a nightmare, which we kind of skipped over there.
Oh.
His nightmare was the island is sinking, they all get washed off there. And one of the funny jokes here with Mr. Howell is like, I hope women and children first, I assume. Which made me laugh.
Yeah.
But you got everybody running in here after they hear Gilligan screaming, and you could tell that they did Ginger there. They personally put her in a towel to let our imaginations run wild.
Well, of course.
We know what all the guys are thinking, at least. But anyhow, so we come here. Then he talks about sharks and stuff.
Yes. So he has a predictive dream of the entire movie.
Yeah.
or at least half
Foreshadowing, you
moon.
would
little-
say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
foreshadowing.
And now they made these people sound distinctly Russian, but they marked as a foreign country. The reason they did that was that they didn't want to put the Soviet name on there. There, I don't know if it's like a political thing or if it's just in, or like I don't know. They a lot of the stuff they didn't
Yeah,
distinctly
you
say
know
was
that
Soviet.
they're supposed to be Russian, but they just don't ever say that. But you know, it's a communist country, undisclosed communist country that lost its data information that it from a satellite that blew up.
Well, the thing is, too, this was 10 years before the Soviet Union actually collapsed, which I actually saw it live on TV in 1988 when it started to happen.
But yeah, it
That was
started
quite
in
fascinating.
it started in 1988, but you can thank me because I was born the day after it officially collapsed. Just saying.
So you're saying your birth had a lot to do with the collapse of the Soviet Union, Gorilla?
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, what the heck?
all
I'm
right,
not going to argue
all
with
right,
that.
Jared, Jill, keep pause this for a second. This scene here, I was watching that. Can you go back a slide? I was looking at this the way they were going through space and all that,
Oh,
and all
geez.
I could think was the Austin Powers joke the whole time.
I have
We
to agree
all
with
know what
you.
Joe. We all know what Joe. And just try watching this scene here on 2x speed. Speed, you could go. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I mean,
Well,
wasn't
that's all you
exactly,
can say about that.
it wasn't the most
It's a
fascinating,
satellite.
wasn't the best special effects I ever saw. I'll tell you, I'll have to admit that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's lost its orbit, and so they're afraid the information is going to be found out, so they have to destroy it. And so they think that they've gotten rid
Yes.
of all the information.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they haven't. There's like a little disc on it that falls in the island. And
Oh, yeah.
Gilligan finds it.
Of course. Of course Gilligan has to find it.
That's the whole point of this. There's the disc.
Otherwise, there'd be no point to the movie at this point, right? It's like, of course he has to find it. Oh, boy. They don't write them like this anymore, do they, guys?
Oh, the one thing I forgot to mention there, and I want to catch up on chats after I mention this.
Good idea.
When he was recounting his dream there, Gilligan was humming the Jaws theme, even though he
no.
hasn't seen the movie yet. The Jaws had just come out with the year, so but Gilligan was humming the theme before they're even off the island.
Oh, that's a big mistake. Oh no.
Yeah.
Unless they had a radio that played
All right.
it.
All right, let's pause it here for a
Sometimes they
second.
have a radio.
Oh, pause it on. Let's hear a second, but I want to catch up on chats real quick.
I paused.
So Mike is asking, "Well, there's a Blu-ray too, Jill. Awesome.
Yeah, I think I'll put the link in the chat. I don't know if it's available for purchase because this is really out of the ordinary. I didn't expect to see that because I didn't see it on Amazon.
Do you
I
think
would've
it might
bought
be?
it.
Do you think it's some crazy possibility it could be a fan-made Blu-ray? Because sometimes
could
weird
be.
stuff like that does happen, you know.
It could be. I'll check
Oh,
it out.
right.
All right. So Greg is giving some wine to Tina. DJ said,
Okay.
"Hello over there, here, and welcome, Daniel's Hot Topics. Welcome."
Hi, Daniel.
And Oiler Greg says, "Giant
Hey,
Spider
Daniel.
would have been a great second mate." Yeah, maybe you wouldn't have gotten him stranded there. Oh, it jumped on me here. Scrolling.
Hey,
Kirk
Daniel.
says Tina Louise did a Western movie in 1959 called The Hangman. She was so beautiful in that movie. Her co-stars were Robert Taylor, Fess Parker, and Jack Lord. Hawaii 5-0. Oh, cool.
Good cast.
Yeah. And Scurvy
Well,
says, "Oh,
that's good information. Thank you."
yeah." And Scurvy says, "Oh, there's people over here too." And Mike says, "Hello here. Hello there, Nemesis stream." Oh, it's Scurvy says, "Hello, Nemesis stream." saying hi to everybody. Still in love with Donna. Well, sorry, not sorry. Yeah. Too bad she just passed away in 2021.
But she's an awesome, amazing lady. I followed her even when she was older, so yeah, she stayed awesome.
Yeah, she even has a cookbook out for the Gilligan Island cookbook.
She also did some actor training, and she did some plays where she played Lovey in a Gilligan's Island plays.
Okay. And Other Greg says Fast Parker, Hatchet Spitting Split Trees. Okay. And Daniel says Deadpool 3 is now the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. Made 1.15 billion worldwide and climbing. Okay. And Mikey says Don Wells, Rip as Marianne, was the last original cast member. No. Tina Louise is still alive, Mikey.
Yeah, as far as I know, Tina's still with us.
Yeah, Gap says, hey, Daniel. Hello, Gap. Before replacing Tia Louise in Gilligan's Island, though, she and Louise had co-starred in the 1975 adaptation of Stepford Wives.
Huh. Wow.
And Herc says, thank you, Spellcheck, for messing up Don Wells' name with Donna Wells. I really appreciate that.
Good old spell check.
And Other Greg says, nice information tonight, Moon Pie. Yeah, it is nice information there. Goes, this is awesome. Yeah, we'll get to our ratings afterwards there. And sci-fi effects for 1978, especially after Star Wars premiered the year before, were pretty cool for this film.
Oh, Gorilla. Speaking of ratings, do you want to put up a poll for the audience to rate the movie?
That would be great.
I'm not sure.
It's up to you.
I can do it on mine, but I can't do it on Pops and all that. So.
Right. Okay. Okay. That's right.
Usually our polls for Gilligan's Island were which episode did you like better?
Mm-hmm.
Too. So
Oh, that's true.
Daniel
okay.
said,
okay.
"How is
Never
it that
mind.
when the
I'm
satellite?"
sorry.
I'm sorry. And Daniel says, "How is it when the satellite exploded and the gold disc fell to Earth? How is it still intact? It was burned up in the atmosphere." They actually explain it in the show that it's made of a special alloy that Professor can't make heads and tails of.
It's made of Gilliganite. That's why it didn't burn up.
And Jill puts the
Obstructium.
Oh, thank you for putting this in the thing.
Thank
there,
you for
Jill.
clarifying, Jill.
The link for the
Keeping me honest.
There. And
no, I made it up.
Here, PvP, you want to read this one?
Lemon Pie says that disc simply contains recordings of Yakov Smirnov. Okay. You know, Yakov Smirnov is the comedian I'd rather forget. Actually, I gotta be honest.
Yeah. And now says thanks everybody for being here. And Tina is still with us. Dawn past 30 December. Was it 2021? I thought it was 2021. Okay, thank you for clarifying, Herc. And right, Herc, it was my wording. I know Tina's still living. All right, so that one island picture that you had there, they've never used that picture before. The island was always like one intact thing there, one intact island. But now the one thing with the lagoon there, it's a lot cleaner than it was in the show because by the third season the lagoon was so dirty that they didn't want to even swim in it. But they had it a lot clearer when Gilligan found this little disc, and when it was. And that music. What do you guys think of the music when he was walking along there? The dun 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 dun.
Well, how does it compare to the TV show?
Oh, the music was distinctly different. Very different.
Okay.
I don't know.
Remember exactly.
I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to the music because I never did pay much attention to the music.
I always thought Gilligan's Island kind of had, cartoony feel, but so it didn't seem off to me.
Well, the music. Of course, I went through. I've sat here and watched every episode of Gilligan's Island twice for the last year and a half, 2 years, 2 years. So maybe it's something that just stuck out to me.
It's ingrained in your brain there.
You're the expert here, so your opinion is what we're here to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate Gilligan, but I'm not a huge fan that probably you, most of you guys are. Like, I enjoy the show, but I'm not like it's not like Star Trek TOS or something to me. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, no, it just seemed like it didn't seem like a Gilligan's Island there. It did seem like it's the
Mm.
right music for their walking, like a
Huh.
lot different. Yeah, but
I
maybe
always just
that's
felt the Gilligan music was kind of lighthearted and kind of a bit, silly or goofy a lot of the time, but that kind of matched the storylines, right, most of the time.
yeah.
So I
It,
didn't have a problem with that.
I don't know. It,
I really
uh,
I really didn't pay much attention, I guess. I watched it pretty late last night though, and I was getting pretty
oh,
tired, so I might have not, picked up on the music.
and one thing that was missing there when we were showing the lagoon, there the waterfall was gone. There's always a waterfall right in the background, so either the
Wow.
Yeah,
waterfall
you're
dried
right.
up.
It's true.
If you want to
Jeez.
go back to the lagoon, see we could show it, or oh maybe not. No, maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't catch it. But there's always like right. It'd be off to Gilligan's. It'd be to the on the screen. Look at the screen here. Be off to his left. There's always a waterfall that went into the lagoon. So if you want to think in canon, there either it dried up or the professor rerouted it so they wouldn't have to walk so far for fresh water.
I guess more likely they didn't have it in the budget to recreate it, so they didn't bother.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking in-universe explanations.
No, I'm just thinking practical. Maybe
Yeah.
they just didn't want to spend the money.
Yeah, that island there is not the island there. It's way off. They they just took a stock photo.
Mm.
Now here we got the professor. He had the radio. The radio apparently hasn't worked for years, so the batteries finally completely died on him. And his barometer hasn't worked for years, but this little disc thing that Gilligan found, which will become essential here later. Later, it became the perfect thing there for him to get his barometer to work. And I don't know how accurate this is, but somehow it's gonna tell that it has a massive storm coming, and apparently it's gonna have a big old tidal wave that'll take out the entire island. Woo! But here's the question. Here's my question. The whole time I was thinking this, like, okay, I can get behind that. We got a massive storm coming, but how?
Yeah,
Can you,
I mean,
but,
I. Oh, go
but
ahead.
the tidal wave thing was what got me like. How do you know that it's gonna have a tidal wave?
Yeah. Okay. So it seems I don't know. He's making a lot of assumptions just based on this little needle pointing, and I would think you'd have to do some kind of math or some kind of calculations or take some other readings of some sort. But I guess this is all the professor needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it a little weird, right? And like they kept interchanging. I mean, looking at the text for me, but like there's a difference between a tidal wave and a tsunami, and like they just kind of willy nilly it. But regardless, like yeah, I agree. There's no way that he should be able to tell that a tsunami is coming. Like maybe if there was an earthquake or something, like maybe if he was like, "Oh, I detected blah blah blah," and that would lead into Gilligan's premonition of the island, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And like Jill said, there's a lot of assumptions being made.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's supposed to be comedy, and it's a plot device to get him off. They had to somehow get him off the island, so I guess that's one way. Oh
True.
man,
Yeah.
man, I love this. Gilligan says, "Mum's the word." He goes, "Well, are we in danger?" Yes. How bad's the danger? Mum, really bad news. Mum. So the professor runs off, and here, hold on this still for a second. And they see him running off. He doesn't even stop to say hi to him. But can you spot the mistake in this picture? Oh,
Oh, you mean the last picture?
yeah. Can you spot the mistake?
Gosh.
Mr. Howell has glasses now. He never had them in the entire series.
Oh. Well, you
Yeah.
know, some stuff washes ashore sometimes,
Yeah.
and so
No,
a box at somebody's I know they didn't have Amazon, but for lack of better
Oh,
thoughts,
so he
someone's
pulled.
package just washed up on shore.
So he pulled a Tom Hanks.
Yeah, exactly. Like a
No,
like
no, but I can
Castaway.
understand the thing there. He probably might not have been able to wear contacts there. He had to wear his glasses to be able to see. But no, they just had him wear glasses here. These scenes here until they get off the island. So it's like, where's his glasses been the whole time?
Well, he could have had them all along, but never wore them. Like, because this is almost 10 years later, so maybe getting older, he now needs glasses. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah. So, but no, I just thought that was kind of funny. As soon as I see that, I was like that thing that like stuck out and run alarm bells. I was like, he didn't have glasses in that series.
That's a very good observation, though, girl. I do appreciate you mentioning that.
Yeah,
Definitely. Not one
it's
I would
like
have gotten.
it's
I
like
haven't
all
watched Gilligan's in a while.
Gilligan is starting to look definitely older here, though, isn't he? It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
holy
oh
moly.
yeah, yeah, and him and the skipper's hair is a lot longer too in the movie here, which kind of contradicts being on a desert island. But they wanted to make him look older. That with with it being, it's been at least 9 years since the show ended, but it's supposed to be
Around that,
15
yeah.
years. But they've been on the island for 15 years, so make that like we're trying to figure out the timing of the when the show ended. So for how long they've been on the island, it was getting kind of complicated.
Did they ever state the characters' ages in the original series?
No, I don't believe that. So like there was
So,
like birthdays and all that, but I don't think they actually mentioned that actual name.
what birthday it was? Okay, so that makes it even more difficult to gauge your ages then, basically.
You can just assume by the actors they like. Yeah, well, we can infer like we know that the skipper was a cook on a on a destroyer in World War II.
So by 1978, if we're going by 78 as the year this takes
Yeah.
place, he's getting up there. Well, Gilligan, I thought was in his early 20s when they got marooned in the original show, right? So if you had
I think
15
that's how
years,
they have him act, yeah.
yeah. So if you had 15 years, say to 20, that makes him at least 35. But I'm guessing he's a little older than that, so I'm guessing maybe 40, because he looks
Yes, I think
closer
he's
to 40.
probably 10 years older than his character.
He looks
That would
40
make
here
sense.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and Gilligan was also in World War II on a ship. He saved the skipper's life.
Oh, he's even older then. Jeez, he might be like 50.
Yeah, and here, oh man, the music drives me nuts. This is like something you'd see on HBO after
Oh no.
after just the way the music was going and the way she was just talking. It's like that's all you needed there, because she was
Did
sitting there flirting hard with Gilligan. Like even I would have preferred Tina Louise in this scene because she doesn't overdo it like what's her name, Judith Baldwin does it. Like it was so like way over the top done.
Yeah, well, I think
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
th-
this
I
was a
really
little more pee-pee le pew than the way Ginger did it.
I just missed Tina Louise in the movie. Like I just thought this lady was not a very good ginger. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't feel like she was Ginger, no.
I just didn't
No,
think
I
she was
never
a very
did.
good actress. Like I found her whole performance kind of a bit wooden, to be honest.
Although she wasn't given much to work with, but
Yeah,
neither was Tina, and she
well,
made it
that's the
work.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Tina had absolutely zero to work with in some of the episodes, and yet she still had a presence, right, Jill? Like she was still fun to watch, and she still managed to, even if she had like half a dozen lines, she managed to make them good, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
So I just
But
didn't find the new
but
act,
at least
the new actress.
Marianne
Oh,
came in to save the scene.
well, that's true. But I
Yeah,
just found that the new Ginger was one of the weak spots in the film for me personally.
Yeah, and Marianne knew exactly how to get to Gilligan there by telling him no
Oh,
more pineapple or banana cream pies, no more coconut cream pies, and no more pineapple cream pies for you. You don't tell us. But anyhow, let's catch up on chats here.
I think that affects him more than some woman assaulting him with the kiss.
Oh yeah, yeah. She should get me too.
I know
Gilligan
that happens a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
never seemed to care about kissing any woman. Like, he just didn't seem to be into it.
Yeah.
He
And
didn't dislike it, but he was also not completely into it either. Like it's
usually
just
he
like,
doesn't.
okay, this is happening to me.
Well, usually he doesn't like it, but this
I
time
guess
he
it's
was
not
kind
the
of
worst.
into it.
He
He
was
used to
kind
not.
of this time.
I think most straight guys would have been more receptive than Gilligan. I'm just saying.
Well, Gilligan is what you call an asexual person. There, me and Pop talked about this on a stream one night.
I would agree with that. Yeah, he is kind of asexual. Yeah, come to
Usually
think of it.
he ran away from Ginger's advances versus
Oh,
enjoying them like he did in this one
silly
here.
boy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought was strange. It felt weird that Gilligan wasn't running,
Yeah,
or at
So,
least backing away.
yeah, and Mikey here says Judith Baldwin is my height, 5'7.5" and alive today. LOL. So ironic. Oh, she's still alive? And Judith Baldwin was born in Washington, D.C. She is an actress known for Pretty Women, Stepford Wives, and No Small Affair. Okay. Moon Pie says, thank you, Greg. Gilligan's disconcerters saved their lives. So every time the skipper berates him, I wanted to smack him back. Gilligan deserves it half the time. And half the time we don't see it there. Yeah. And Oiler Greg says, cheers. And that's not the waterfall we were talking about. And I didn't see a mini one. But there used to be a big waterfall there on the one side of the lagoon. Let's see. Bound Denver had a sailboat, mate. Oy vey. I don't know what oy vey means.
Oy vey. It's kind of like
Oy
an
vey.
exasperation.
Okay.
It's like, oh dear.
Kind of like, oh my. And Gap says Gilligan is
Like
angel.
just being exasperated about something.
Yeah. Can y'all please know the show before the stream? We all watched this one here. I've watched all the episodes of it here, but we all watched the movie ahead of time. And Mikey says the Rescue from Gilligan's Island TV movie was one of the most viewed shows of all time. They made the TV movies scored 52%, 30.2 in the Nielsen ratings, which remains one of the highest ratings all time. I don't know how the Nielsen ratings work, so. And Sci-Fi Nation says, take care, folks. And Mike says, take care, Jay. See you in September. Alrighty. Now, there's another thing that's not quite right in this scene.
He's being rude anyway. Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, can you guess what I'm thinking? What's not quite right in this scene?
It's a little blurry, unfortunately. So
It is
trying to focus here. Gosh.
It made the
huts. The huts look a little bit different, maybe in the background. I don't know.
Well, yeah, the huts looked a little bit differently too. But I was looking at Skipper's shirt. It's a lot darker than what it was in the TV show. A lot darker, noticeable darker.
Okay.
Like he has a bright, like I could probably pull up a picture here for he has like a bright blue shirt in the TV show, but he only has a dark one here.
So he only had the one t-shirt in the whole series?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a good shirt. I wish I could get close to last that long.
The Howls there had a whole wardrobe, but
I gotta say, I thought the skipper looked really good still. Like for almost 9 years after, he looked really good still. Like he hadn't aged too badly at all.
Yeah, here I'll present my screen here. Like you can see the difference in the shirt color right here. how it's a lot brighter blue. There
It
versus
definitely was
Naked.
blue. Yeah, it was more what would you call it? Navy blue, kind of.
Yeah. Versus how dark it is in this scene.
Oh, it's black. It's black here.
Yeah. Hey, and welcome, Mr. CCDV. He goes, "What in the wide world of sports is going on here?" Yeah. Well, we're finishing Pop's wish that we will finish Gilligan's Island here. He had this already set up, so we thought we would finish it here. And he goes, "It's nice to see y'all keep it going."
Hey,
Well,
Mr. CCDV. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, hi, guys. Well, we probably won't be keeping it going after tonight because this is probably the last Gilligan movie we're going to be able to find, quite possibly. But anyway, it is what it is, and we're at least going to finish this one tonight.
Yeah. And let's see. Welcome, Pickles. There. Welcome.
Hello, LDG.
David Lowe.
Hey,
Getting
LDG.
6 out of 7 of the original cast ain't bad. Yeah, but the one that they got rid of and replaced was not a good replacement. No,
They
did
just
not
kind of
replace-
picked somebody who they thought looked like her, but it didn't seem like they tried her out for any kind of, I don't know if they did a good audition.
Yeah, she looked like her, but she didn't have the acting skills that she did. So,
and they did not replace the millionaire. They replaced the movie star. Tina Louise didn't come back.
yeah, Ginger's the only character replaced.
Yeah. Then Mike says there are 3 TV movies: Rescue from Gilligan's Island, The Castaways on Gilligan. Now, is The Castaways on Gilligan's Island an actual movie? I thought it seemed like it was a documentary.
Wasn't that a documentary? Yeah, that could be.
And he goes, in the Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island. All right, so here we got the professor talking that there's a tsunami there, and I like it. Go and Gilligan's like, "Oh no, a tsunami! What's a tsunami?" And the skipper's like, "It's Pacific Island, therefore big tidal wave." There and well, actually, doesn't the term tsunami come from Japan, meaning big wave?
I believe it is a Japanese phrase. Yes.
Yes, it's a displacement of lots of water from usually from an ocean.
So
right, where the tidal wave is literally a wave that goes upriver due to tidal events.
Yeah,
tidal wave.
So technically, the skipper wasn't wrong when he said it's a Pacific Islander, just a little bit further north of what we're thinking. But so
yeah, but the definition works.
Yeah, but
yeah,
the one thing I wanted to talk about there, and there is it was very out of character of the professor to not tell anybody. He at least told Mr. Howell and the skipper too what was going on. He might have left the ladies out of it, not to scare them, but him just wanted to keep it himself till he figured out a plan was very out of character for him. He's never done that in the entire series of the show. He's always at least told the skipper and Mr. Howell.
Okay. So he only ever told the men, but except for Gilligan.
Yeah.
Because Gilligan couldn't keep a secret.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So now they all have
that's a good point.
And now they all have to work together.
Yes, because they're going to. He's got a plan to tie all the huts together to create a raft. And well, he hasn't made it. He hasn't been able to make any kind of boat or a raft to rescue them before. So this is the first time it works.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Because apparently this tsunami is supposed to be able to carry them out to sea, and not just any sea, but towards the shipping lanes. Because the professor's done all the math on this behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And they figured out how to make hemp rope out of hemp.
Now I thought hemp was made from marijuana.
It's a similar substance. It's not exactly marijuana, but it's a similar plant. And yes, apparently it's somehow got to the island, and they've been able to
Hey.
craft it and produce it into rope.
Hey, there's a way to make the island stay variable. No, but I thought it would just make more sense that they made rope out of palm leaves or out of vines growing in the jungle.
Well, is this a new
Instead of hemp.
thing? Did they not use hemp in the original show?
Nope, they never mentioned it once in the original show. They always grabbed vines from the trees.
Well, thing is, too, hemp wasn't necessarily connected with marijuana. I mean, they're different varieties, if I remember. Like,
Yeah, it's just related. It's a related plant.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a lot of clothes actually made out of hemp over the last 20 or 30 years that are supposedly hemp is a
You can
very
make-
durable fiber too. Like
Yeah.
if you make a pair of pants out of hemp, it'll last your lifetime because apparently it's so strong it just never wears out, right? Which
Well,
is cool.
also Ford made cars out of hemp, so you can also make plastic from hemp. And
Wow.
There's lots of things you can make.
Well,
from it.
the only reason that we don't use it is because of the timber industry.
Right.
And their lobbyists. But anyhow,
Yeah,
they've always, in the
Exactly.
show they've always mentioned vines. They didn't do a very good job researching for this movie. I'll tell you that.
Maybe hemp was kind of like trendy at the time when they made the movie.
Yeah, that's probably
sure
the
were.
Hey,
Shorts
let's
and
be
his
cool.
family wrote it. How did that happen?
So it's like, hey, let's be cool. Maybe Sherwood wanted to give a little boost to hemp. You never know, right?
Oh,
Well-
or you know what though? It's been 15 years. Seeds travel across the ocean.
Oh, okay, we'll go with that. Jim.
I'm guessing the millionaire had a whole bag of seeds in his pocket and just never told the rest of the castaways about it because, you know, that's the way he does things, right? So then eventually it got leaked out and Gilligan discovered, hey, what's this? What's this? And so it's like, oh, and then he got busted and he had to, you know, then they started growing hemp. I don't know. Okay, I'm silly.
During the series, did you guys ever talk about how the professor's actual name is Roy Hinckley
we
And-
mentioned it a couple times.
and the skipper's name is Jonas Grumby?
Yeah, Jonas
And-
Grumby, like Junior or something like. Or no,
Wow, Grumby,
maybe
what a name.
maybe it's Gilligan that's the Junior.
Oh, Gilligan's first name is Willie.
Yeah.
Willie.
And-
Oh, geez.
And Lovey Howell's name is Eunice Wentworth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just found that one.
Yeah, and so the skipper is the strongest. So you got to lift the huts up because they're connecting. They took the idea from the native tribes, which I don't know why they didn't try this in the 15 years, where the canoes kept getting tipped over and in the waves to that, but they tied all three of them together and made balance. And one joke we missed, which I will always remember this joke because I've gotten smacked for it a couple of times.
Oh.
They're by the you know, because the missus couldn't take a joke, but they said, oh, so you just need a wide base. Come on, Skipper, with your base here, you're plenty wide.
Oh yeah, they do more than one fat joke in this movie at Skipper's expense.
Oh no, they did that throughout the series. Gilligan was always getting hit with Skipper's hat for that. He did not do that. They did not do that at all in this movie.
Oh, the Skipper didn't retaliate for the jokes.
Yeah, well, because Gilligan there's a lot of times he'd always take off his hat and smack him on the top of the head with his hat. It is so iconic. It was the Gib smack of the series. So the skipper, since he was the strongest, he lifted him up so they could move it like 2 inches. Then Gilligan said, "Let me let it down. Let me put it down." Then he just flat out drops it on their feet.
Ouch.
And everybody's toes are broken for the rest of the movie, and no one can escape, and the tidal wave kills them all.
That's right. A
Well-
tragic end.
Well, they should have just been pinned right there. So when the tidal wave came in, they just all died right there where they were. But
Well,
that
they could dig themselves out. They'd just all be crippled.
so they'd be crawling around their hands and knees. Gee, what a happy TV movie.
All right, so let's pause it right here and catch up on chats.
Sounds like a plan.
And Mr. CCDV it says, "Oh, it's been 40 years. Sorry about that. No, it's all good there." And did I say welcome to David Lowe? I'm pretty sure I did. But if I didn't, welcome. He goes, "That is Surviving Gilligan's Island. That was the documentary." Okay. The Castaways of Gilligan Island has a good first 20 minutes or so, but turns into an uninspired rift of Love Boat after that. Okay, okay.
That's
I'll check it.
hilarious.
I'll check it out there and see what. And DJ says the storms in the Pacific as well. Never known or heard of tsunami in the Atlantic. They did post tsunami warnings a couple of years ago in the Atlantic, but that was not for an earthquake. That was for a mudslide on the Canary Islands. A big chunk of a cliff fell off into the ocean, and they did post tsunami warnings, but it never happened.
Yeah, tsunami warnings are generally Pacific because we've even had a few over the decades here in British Columbia where they had a tsunami warning that could hit our west coast, but of course it never happened, thank goodness. So.
It probably dissipated by then.
Yeah, it was far offshore, and I guess it probably dissipated, hundreds of miles off the coastline
Yeah.
before it got here. So yeah.
Yeah, and we all know for a fact the Indian Ocean can get tsunamis from. Was that 2006? That was the Great Indian Ocean tsunami,
Oh,
or
I
what
can't
they call?
remember. I
Or
know there.
I think they called it the Indonesian tsunami or something like that.
I think it was Indonesia that got hit pretty bad, wasn't it? I know
Oh,
a lot of people lost their lives.
12 countries got hit very, very. Indonesia was the worst because they got a lot of coastline because it's made up of like 3,000 islands.
And the bad thing was a lot of the people that died were tourists, right? Like just on the
Uh,
beach.
I'm not
And they
sure, but
I remember something like a lot of people weren't even expecting it, and they just all of a sudden there's this wave coming in, and they just had no time to react. Like some people that were smart enough and lucky enough and fast enough, ran to the closest buildings and got up on the second or third floor and
uh,
survived that way, right? But
all
anybody
the,
on the ground was basically done for.
the waves went up past the second island on some of those places, but 12 nations got hit. As 250,000 people died in that.
It was
But yeah, it's a
horrible.
lot of people on the beaches. But Indonesia was the worst hit because they got like 3,000. It's just made up of islands. It's 3,000 islands,
Yeah,
and the tsunamis they wrap around. They'll wrap around and they'll completely bury an island.
yeah, yeah. I remember it was very, very, very bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And Moonply says there was also a TV series in 2004 called The Real Gilligan's Island. Erica Elniak, the TV series Baywatch, played Ginger, and along with different actors, bombed, of course. Yeah, because you can't replace this cast. This and Jim says, "Hello, hello, Jim. Welcome, welcome."
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
And David Lowe says, Marianne still looks great. Yes, she did. And hemp is everywhere. It's growing in my backyard. I buy marijuana. I don't know how to weave it though. It just takes practice. The Don Wells documentary "Surviving Gilligan's Island" came out in 2001. Okay. And
Hmm.
DJ Playdice says hemp, and they are both marijuana. Though you may be thinking of weed people smoke. The difference is only the THC component.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently you can't get high off of hemp, right? Because there's no THC in it.
well, you can get
Yes, that is correct.
yeah.
Nemesis should know. He's the expert. Due to his job, I believe it is Nemesis.
No,
Anyway,
yeah.
Yeah. Moonpie says Glenn Roberts, who played
Glenn Robards.
one of the Devonshires that knew the Howells, was the younger brother of Jason Roberts, actor.
Oh,
Okay.
Jason Robards, very famous actor.
Yeah. Okay. That's part of the conversation. Reminds me of the ones we had in elementary school. That's why the whys of escape and survival were a big deal to us back then. Okay. Interesting. And Mikey says, agreed, DJ. And he goes, thank you for the kind welcome. I've liked and subbed. Well, thank you, David Lowe. Which channel did we got this going on? A couple different channels. Are you on mine or Pop's? There, I can't tell on this one here. And
Yeah, you
DJ,
might want to sub. You might want to sub to Gorilla's channel actually.
or Nemesis of Eden. Also, there also, and also Anti-Derivative Jill. She's the one that put together this great slideshow here.
Yeah,
DJ
because the
says,
thing is, there probably won't be a whole heck of a lot going on Pop's channel in the near future. So you might want to sub to another one. This co-streaming.
Well, I actually though I wouldn't mind seeing it get to 800, but that's just me.
I'm just saying though, if anybody subs to Pop, you're expecting some kind of reply. Yeah.
Well, yes, that's true. To be honest about that you're not going to get that. But however, there's also a really fantastic back catalog. If you want to check out his legacy, that is what this channel is.
Absolutely. There's thousands of hours of great video on Pop Culture's Curator's channel, guys. So if you want to go and check that out, please do, because it's really, really good.
And saying hi, everybody. DJ's playing hi to everybody. And Dave says, "That's sub to everybody." LOL. Well,
there you go.
Thank you very much for that, David. And
that's cool.
You'll find that a lot of us are very welcoming on channels. We've all become good friends over the years. And that's how stuff like this happens when we get the rememberings, when we lose one of our members of our community. All right, that's all the chats we got here. So now we got storm, and now we got the storm brewing up here. Crack and lightning, and they start tying each other. Maybe someone can correct me, but wouldn't it be dangerous to tie yourself to like a pole when you're expected to get washed out to the ocean?
Yes, I would think so. Right? Like if that thing tips over, you're all going to drown. Like
yeah, I thought it'd be better if they would just held on to it instead of tying themselves to where you not only do you have to struggle to get back up above water, you have to untie yourself.
Well, it is Gilligan. Totally. It's Gilligan reality, so I always give Gilligan reality a big pass.
Yeah. And we missed a great joke from Lovey there. She goes, well, we got to tie you up, Mrs. Holt. But you'll wrinkle my clothes. What's more important, wrinkling your clothes or saving your life? There's just a nice 3-second pause. He goes, well, I'm thinking. And Mr. Howell doesn't want to be tied up because he can't reach his wallet or his credit cards.
Oh God!
And now notice his glasses are gone though. But
yeah, they are.
Yeah, but it's like, did they even have credit cards back in 78? Yeah, I guess they did have.
Oh hell yeah!
78. But I don't think when they got marooned on the island, I don't know when the credit cards actually started.
I think they started sometime in the 60s, but I'm not sure exactly the year.
Oh, so it could be accurate that he has credit cards.
I'm pretty sure they did exist by the late 70s.
No, but they got marooned on the island, say, being generous in 66.
That's true. Well, I'm just going to look it up because that's the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
I have to say, okay, credit cards, year.
Yeah, but anyhow, no says glasses are now gone.
We're both wrong. The first credit card is generally considered to be the Diners Club card, which started in 1950 in New York City.
Okay, so this can all be plausible that they started taking off by then.
Oh, especially for a millionaire. I mean, by the mid 60s, he would have had a credit card for sure.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't have a discover there, because if he will miss his first payment, they will have been rescued a long time ago. They will have found him.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. That's good.
All right, Jill. All right.
Sorry about that. I had to step away for a bit for other reasons.
No
Oh, we
worries,
should have
Joe.
played your red alert. Now this was fun. This
Yeah,
one,
I did.
Okay, I'll give this one. Let's get her one line because this one they did pull it off. She goes, "I can't tie you up here." He goes, "No, just take up one of the boys." And the whole time he's not looking. He's like, "One of the boys, one of the boys, one of the boys, one of the boys." I will give her that one scene. I'll give her this one scene.
Yeah, they do make it look like Gilligan is uncomfortable with the idea of tying up pretty women.
Yeah,
Marianne is.
yeah. Marianne says,
Marianne
"Just
says,
think of me as your sister." Oh, that's a good idea. So we can eliminate that Gilligan is from Alabama. Sorry, I had to say it. Sorry, I apologize. Uh, then that,
so for some reason they thought it would be funny to do maybe a senile joke. 'Cause for some reason, Lovey thinks
yeah,
is afraid for her dog Fifi. She's
yeah.
remembering her dog from 15 years ago.
I thought this was a little really pointless because it's okay. You got the lost dog there, okay, but the purposely it's just to build up drama, which they did not need it. They had enough drama going on with this movie without having to add Mickey Gilligan go outside just right as the storm's hitting.
They just wanted to make it so that he's missing when we show up when they're out to sea, but they could have done that without this. I agree, it was not necessary.
I'll be right back.
Well, and anyway, in any case, I always wonder why the professor is so intelligent. Why did he never make a big raft or something like this before? And just now he thinks of it.
Well, the only guess I'm guessing, Jill, is it's only because the tsunami is so powerful that when they put all the, everything together and build this gigantic, huge, enormous raft, that was the only way it would get pushed off the island and launched to the shipping zones, right? Because
Yeah,
if they
that's
tried
okay.
before, there
That
wouldn't
is
be
the
any force
explanation.
to drive it, right?
Yeah, that's the explanation they give. You're right. You're right. But I mean, you still have the capability of making a sailboat. Wind still exists.
Oh, well, how many
He
times?
just didn't have a compass or anything like that.
Oh, it's a magic compass. That could be it. Yeah.
There you go. Well,
Yeah.
you can make
Oh,
a
that's
compass.
Gilligan. I mean, the thing is, when the regular series, why they never, found that perfect boat to get away is because we had to get
Because
to
they
next
had
week's
to. Because
episode.
that's also the answer. Yeah. But you're right. They did say that the ocean currents from the tsunami is what's going to drag them into the shipping lanes. So that's true too.
Okay, I don't know what the question was. I had to step away for a second.
Oh no, I just said one of the normal Gilligan's Island complaints just to fill in space about how
Okay.
we're good. So there's a non-existent dog. That dog died a long time ago because Mr. House says we left her on the paper, so she oh no, the house does have servants, so maybe one of the servants adopted the dog and the dog is okay. And when
Yeah.
they were like, they're not coming back, we're gonna take this dog.
Yeah. Well, but what do you mean by on the paper?
Like I don't know, like newspaper.
Yeah, they'd leave newspaper down because the dog's gonna do what a dog does.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I thought they would have surfer or they would
Surfers.
have or not servants feeding or taking the dog outside
They
the
do.
yard.
They do have servants, right? That didn't make sense either.
Yeah.
I think it's just a joke.
Yeah. Well, why even remember a dog from 15 years ago? It has nothing to do with the episode story, really.
Yeah, it's just one of those as plot convenience to get Gilligan out of there.
Hmm.
Yeah, the winds are crazy for this storm. and it's yeah, I really didn't. I guess they just really wanted to film him fighting through the storm and having to hold on to the trees and fly around because there was really no other reason for it.
I
Yeah.
think they were trying to create drama or something. My guess, Jill.
So
Yeah, because they were doing all this work with the production, I guess, of making it look like it's raining and the tsunami and the storm, and they wanted to
Well,
show it with Gilligan having to suffer in it.
oh yeah,
They had to
Oh, yeah,
convince
they
the
had to-
audience there was a big, giant storm as well. I
yeah,
guess.
they had him going sideways and stuff. But Jill, how's good's your physics?
I usually need a pen and paper. Mhm.
Okay,
Hold on.
okay. So I might need you to pull out some pen and paper here because I'm still trying to figure it out. So no big tidal wave washed him out to the ocean here. But here's the thing: all the huts were surrounded by trees. So how did the huts get past all those trees and a mountain to get pushed out into the ocean without getting all smashed up?
Oh, actually, I was wondering that too. It, maybe all the trees felled first. Like the only way this works is all the trees wash away before the hut washes away. The mountain, that doesn't. I can't help you with that one.
Okay, because I can totally believe that they made the hut strong enough to survive say a Cat 5 hurricane, but but not strong enough to get slammed against the trees at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, the whole area would have to be clear. But
You
we
would
do
think-
see trees floating around afterwards.
You do think trees would be more deeply rooted and stay in place before this, since their little boat here
No,
would just float away instantly, right? So
yeah, no, but
Girl's
the trees,
got a good point. I think.
I can see the trees
Is-
getting knocked out because I see trees getting blown over all the time when we get good a good window rattler coming through.
Maybe they just got, they got pushed
Right.
off on a part of the beach where there were no trees in front of them.
Yeah. All right. Now notice
Okay.
here.
Oh, yes.
I want you to take notice of this and take note. Now notice all the palm leaves are gone off the roof and everything. Just we'll remember that here for a couple more minutes.
Okay, that and also I had something I did find that this look oh, hold on. Okay, never mind. I thought I had something I didn't. Apologize.
No, what were you thinking? Maybe we can figure out what you're thinking.
Hmm.
No, it's totally fine. The palm leaves, they're missing?
Yeah. Most of them are anyhow. So we get Mr. Howells being the first one to wake up there. And
Mm-hmm. This
So
this pratfall actually did make me laugh.
yeah, he falls off. Now the thing is, we know Mr. Howell can swim because we've seen him swim before, especially in the episode where they had some Russians come to the island there, and they left him a boat, tried to scare him off with ghosts, and they left a boat there. No, wait, there's a couple times like their rafts were sinking out in the lagoon, and he had to swim back to shore. I think a different episode. We've seen him swim a couple times in the episode, but he falls off and he had his butler take his swimming lessons for him. But the professor had to go rescue him here.
Yes.
But it's like, well, I know we've seen Mr. Howell swim before.
And that's a good point.
I mean, for the guy who supposedly produced the series here, he's making a lot of canonical errors in this movie.
Yeah, he created this show. He should know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find a lot of little things to be off.
Hey, we got Eric's coming to the rescue.
Eric's is always coming to the rescue for my shows.
And then they finally call for Gilligan, and they realize he's not there, and they're like, "Go, go!" They all start moping, like, and this is the part that I wanted to smack Mr. Howell on there, where it's all my fault. It goes, if I didn't send him, it's not your fault, love. If I didn't send him out for Fifi, you wouldn't have been gone. He goes, oh, you can't blame a Howl for that.
Wants to blame herself, and she's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Mr. Howell says you cannot dare. How dare you blame a Howl? Yeah. And then they're all crying. They're trying to remember up. But then
They
Or-
only very briefly try to make us think that Gilligan might be dead, but it doesn't last very long. There's even sad music for half a second.
yeah, but it's like they're trying to mix a comedy and a drama together.
It
Is what-
didn't quite work.
Or dramedy.
That somehow.
And so once again, you want to talk about like physics here, Jill. What do you think the chances are that Gilligan stayed like that all night during a stormy sea?
Look, Gilligan's Island has its own set of physics that is more chaotic. That doesn't follow with our own.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not only that, that the exact tree he tied himself to got pulled along with the hut. Like this is a lot. We're in Powerball territory now with this. We are in
Yeah, the
Powerball
likelihood.
territory.
Yeah, well, too bad Gilligan couldn't play the lottery.
Yeah, but then he rolls off. He just starts screaming their names. Like he goes, Skipper, Professor, Marion, Ginger. They're all reminiscing. Oh, we can hear calling from the other side of the grave. There, they go, somebody, and like nobody thought to maybe go look around the hut, see what the heck it is. They're all standing still. Until he says somebody, the Howls get offended. That they finally think, oh, maybe we should go look, see where maybe he made it. That's the part that got me there. I don't know. Maybe I was just nitpicking too.
No, you're right. They all think they're hallucinating because they miss him so much that they just think that his memory is within them, and then he's just So it's just a gag until they actually realize he's there.
Yeah.
And they can rescue him.
All right. So we talked. I'm gonna catch up on chats here real quick. He goes, there are 24 total goofs in the film, including the one where Gorilla pointed out that Mr. Howell had glasses on, but never wore a pair through the entire series. Yeah. And also, most prominent goof. Oh, we haven't quite got here yet. I wanted to talk about that when it did get here. Is the Coast Guard pulling the huts into Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Left it abandoned in the ocean after rescuing the castaways.
There's a reason for that. There's a great reason for that, though.
Yeah. And Taylor Swift is giving us some coffee. Apparently, some of us is acting tired. I don't know. And welcome, Eugene Bird. He said, as a kid, I actually thought that they had a chance of getting rescued every week. Only as an adult do I understand that's not even the point of the program. It's not an epic, but it's situational comedy. Yep. Then Mikey says, also Gilligan's shark chase does show shadows of the shoreline and beach, even though they're isolated in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I did not catch that. We'll have to catch that here.
Well, speaking of Mr. Howell knowing how to swim, Gilligan forgets he can swim too, doesn't he?
Yeah. And Suzanne says, she can spin weed in a loom. And everybody's saying hi to each other.
Which it makes it makes less sense that Gilligan can't swim because he's the first mate to.
Yeah.
To,
all right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Mike. We're close enough to the shark scene there, but let's try to, so we're not getting too distracted on stuff that's going to happen.
Oh, I appreciate though that you're adding that stuff in there. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I asked for.
Yeah, it's appreciated there. All right, so this gig here, Skipper put his head through there and goes, well, if my head made this hole, I don't know how to make it bigger, and they knock the whole wall down. And then they pull Gilligan in, and so instead of slowly pulling in, they all just they fast forward the film and they just pulled him in there. They yanked him through and threw him all out on the other side of the raft. Then now he's reliving what he did out there when he grabbed the rope and tied himself off. It's basically rehashing what we already said. If that
I
makes
thought that
sense.
was interesting. We already saw that. Yeah, he just tells the story that we already saw, and all for the culmination of him being dragged off by a shark. And of
And
course, this is where we like if he could swim, he would just let go or untie himself or whatever.
yeah, now here they're saying that the professor goes and tries to save him, but the professor gets dragged along too. And they go, "What we need is a female shark for the male shark. They're the distractible blah. They're." I was like, awfully bold of them to assume that the shark's straight.
That's
But
right.
anyhow,
Yeah, they're not only assuming gender, but also sexuality of these
yeah.
animals, and I will not stand for it. I'm going to write a letter. No, never mind.
Yeah, time to cancel Gilligan's Island. Cancel Sherwood Shorts for that. No, but they got our shark together. And they go, love you, no matter what gender or sexuality those are. They go on their merry way and leaving their nice. They could have had a nice little underwater candlelit dinner together with the professor and Gilligan, but no, they decide to skip dinner and head back to one of the sharks' homes there. But
well, that would have definitely ruined the G rating if they'd been devoured. So
yeah. So
And so they tried to row
yeah,
the raft, but all they can do is row it in circles.
yeah. You know what their mistake is? They're all paddling on one side there. See, if you watch the ancient rowing or any rowing competition, or if you even watch the ancient movies with rowing, they'll always have an even number of rowers on each side. That is to keep it pushing forward. Because if you have all the oars on one side, or an off number of oars on one side, it turns the boat there. That's how you turn them, by having one side row and the other side hold there in order to turn the boat. And so they're all rowing
That
one side.
makes
So they're
sense.
just going to
Yeah.
they're just going in a circle.
well, it's like in Ben-Hur when you have the scenes where they're all the slaves rowing in the ships, right? There's an equal number of slaves on each side of the boat because that's when they can go straight.
Yeah.
By the way, do you guys think this floating whatever contraption, I don't know what to call it, this floating hut assembly?
They
Do
called it
you guys
Mr. Hall actually had a term for it, like a huts.
Oh, good.
It was like a
Hut boat. No, he just said hut boat.
Oh, I
So
thought it was something else he called it.
do you find this hut boat in any way plausibly at all that this thing could actually float, much less go anywhere?
Yes, because these are all
Ugh.
what it would not stay afloat forever, but it's all made of lightweight materials of buoyant materials of wood and bamboo. There, it's all it's buoyant there.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem very streamlined to me. I don't know.
It would stay afloat for a couple weeks on the ocean until the wood become the wood and the bamboo would become waterlogged. But you can see that their feet are resting right on the water in a lot of shots there. But it is, I can say, it's buoyant enough until the wood or bamboo becomes waterlogged. Then it'll start slowly sinking faster and faster.
Well, good thing that they didn't have to have that happen.
Yeah.
And even though the Howells were the only ones, I think, to bring clothes with them over the years, they've all got a wardrobe. And so now they're going to use their wardrobe to make a sail.
Sorry. Well, yeah, because Mr. Howell asked, "Oh, well, can you give me one good reason why we have the hoist and the sail? We haven't gotten one. Can you give me another good reason?" But I laughed at that. But Ginger proposed giving her dress. And the professor said they can have my shirt. And the Howl said, Lovely will about to make the ultimate sacrifice. And he said he could make a sale out of his dinner jacket. But here's the thing. None of them change clothes. Or none
Nobody
of them
changed their clothes. That's true.
Or
I noticed that too.
Or
But
no one got that
it,
pretty much down to their skivvies.
yeah, I was thinking, no, they can't go into their underwear, and they don't. I thought I was going to see that.
Well, yeah.
But
Doesn't make
it's the
much sense.
rating. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, too,
the,
when you look at this, there's like way more clothes there than they would have actually ever had to, put together.
Yeah.
So
for them only
I don't
having the
know.
clothes on their back, that's an awful lot of clothes, and they never
Yeah.
even changed.
Yeah, it's like once again Gilligan logic at work here.
I mean,
it's
I
a really
understand.
nice looking sail, though.
Yeah, I can understand
It's
the reason.
colorful.
I can understand the reason behind it, but it's like my brain's in analytical mode, and it's just like this doesn't make sense, and that's the problem with reviewing comedies. And me and Pop talked about this on a weekly basis. I know for the middle of season 1 to the end of season 3, we almost mentioned this weekly. It's so hard to review comedies because when you're analytically trying to dissect the jokes, that ruins the comedy part of it. But this is stuff they're trying to make it dramatic, and but they forgot logic with it.
And often too, comedy isn't actually logical. It's because if it's too logical, then sometimes it's not funny, right? If that makes any sense. So it's kind of like two different sides of a coin. So yeah, comedy's a really tough thing to do honest reviews of without losing the humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do say though that trying to watch Gilligan, if you're trying to watch it from a rational, logical viewpoint, maybe it's not the best way
It's
to
a
enjoy that show.
cartoon.
Exactly. It's a fun, silly, crazy
It's a live action cartoon.
show, and it doesn't make a lot of sense most of the time, but that's why it's enjoyable, right? So yeah.
Hey Joe, can you go back one scene?
Sure.
Can you tell me what the heck's going on in this picture?
Okay, so they're doing exercises. I guess.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And there is an innuendo here. If you understand what she's saying, is acting
about
strenuous.
the producers.
yeah, the producers are straight. Yes, no, but the picture you had, it just looked like she was trying to hike up her skirt. Right there. It's like if you had no context to this, what would you be thinking?
Well, she says, but some producers are strenuous. Some producers are strenuous, so maybe there is a bit of an innuendo there.
There is. I hear it.
This is just
perfect
like snapshots right here. Perfect.
Well,
snapshot.
what do they call it? The coach, the old coach,
casting couch.
Yeah, casting couch scenario. Yeah. So they could be putting an in joke there. The producer.
That's
exactly they were the writers and producers.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. But this is just like the perfect screenshot when she's talking about the producers being strenuous, the way she's just exercising.
It kind of all makes sense together.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I didn't think about it as crudely as that, Gorilla. So now that you asked me that very specific question,
it's just the way you caught the picture. The way you caught the picture. What happened?
Well, you didn't let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't think about it as basely as that. So now that you ask me that question, what does it look like she's doing? It looks like she's trying to relieve herself.
Oh.
Well, Jill, just leave it to Gorilla and myself to go there because
we're keeping it PG still. We're keeping it PG.
Just take a look at our Walton streams and it'll all make sense.
PG.
Yeah,
because our Walton streams definitely aren't PG.
Yeah, then we got Skipper here. He still has 15 minutes before he has to go on watch looking for a boat, and here he's just fantasizing about all his old girlfriends.
Oh God. That actually probably might be a more fun episode, actually. If they showed up, that would be kind of fun.
Now, Then we got Gilligan trying to be nice. His heart's in a nice place by trying to make us some snapper there for broiled snapper. But I don't know how fish would taste without lemon pepper.
That's the problem. Not the fact that he's about to light a flammable.
No.
Structure.
You have to have your salt, pepper, lemon pepper, and a little bit of garlic.
Well, that's the trouble. There's no way Gilligan's ever going to be the.
I love this.
Look.
This is the element of the movie that I like, is because this is typical Gilligan. He does something stupid that causes everybody to stay shipwrecked on the island. But in this case, it does the opposite. It actually saves them.
Yeah. So yeah, he tells them, "You lit a fire. You lit a fire." So they go and apparently they found a bucket or something, and they start putting out the out the fire there. And so they're all mad. And they start putting it out, and it creates a crap ton of smoke. And you could just, I wish we could play this, but that pain, it blows it out. Now here we got for some reason there's a helicopter flying in the area, a Coast Guard helicopter. Now this here, there's a reason why they had the Coast Guard rescue them, because and Pop's told me this quite a few times is
I love this.
When Gilligan's Island was on air, the U.S. Coast Guard actually received hundreds of letters and phone calls from people about the lost SS Minnow, asking why they couldn't rescue, him, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. So to pay homage there, the producer Sherwood Shorts actually had the U.S. Coast Guard helicopter rescue him as a wink nod to the audience.
So they were just like those aliens from Galaxy Quest who said, "Those poor people."
Yeah.
And so they really thought there were people trapped on an island. That's pretty incredible.
And the music doesn't match up sound for sound, but when he's talking about hello down there, we got a Coast Guard cutter on its way to rescue you there. Yeah, smoke just saved your life. And the whole time they had the music there, it reminded me of the song Convoy. I don't know if you guys caught or kind of picking up on that either or not.
I'm gonna say I missed that.
Oh, okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my weird mind. But anyhow, the helicopter stays with them until the cutter arrives. And then the whole time they're like, rescued after 15 years. Rescued.
Yeah, and they also used a model Coast Guard cutter too. And they interchanged it between using the real one.
So then they all waved to say that they say, and apparently they went to saw him if Gilligan didn't start that fire.
Yes, because the thing that normally keeps them on the island saved them this time. I love that. It's fun.
And so they towed it. Now people say, oh, they will just put them on the cutter and abandoned it, but I can see them because apparently this is a big deal for Hawaii. There with them being rescued after 15 years after being stranded, and they make a big. It's maybe it's like a sense of joy and pride there for them in the time when we're in the middle of a Cold War and stuff. They needed some kind of feel good story there, and it'd be like a sense of pride for Hawaii that they finally rescued some long lost. I wouldn't say residents, but like Skipper Gilligan lived on Hawaii, but the rest weren't. But their state got to rescue some castaways who've been gone for 15 years, and I was thinking that throwing it in there. Now I don't think they would have all been stayed on there. You think they'd want to be on the Coast Guard cutter as something different, but them getting towed in the harbor and it be kind of set up as like a statue almost, or like a like a statue type thing for the castaways as a sense of
Yeah,
pride for Hawaii.
I like that. I like that as that it's more of a political thing. It's more of a hey, showboating, literally showboating it for the people. That makes a lot of sense. Also, this scene wasn't actually filmed in Hawaii, but in Marina del Rey and Los Angeles. And the tourists and locals come to the site often. Continue. Um. Tourists and locals flocked to the site to add to the which added to the realism of the whole thing. So all the mobs and everything, those are genuine mobs.
Oh yeah. And they get so they got all these ships there. They're honking their horns, and
I like the wheel. The wheel, just the driving wheel, it just pops off.
yeah, it wasn't where they gonna steer with. But yeah, they got a fireboat that gives them. I don't know about the water cannon salute. But they get the water cannon salute from a couple fireboats. Even though those fireboats don't look like they hold very much water. But that's not here or there. That's not that important.
Well, yeah, that's if if there's something to know about it, it is interesting. Like this film was originally aired in two parts, one a week apart from the other. The first part was about getting off the island, and the second part is set back in civilization. So this is about the end of the first part, supposedly.
Yeah. So before we continue on to the scene here on the pier, let's catch up on chats real quick. And DJ is pointing and laughing here. And Mikey said, right on, Jill, LOL. And Eugene's asking if that's Mikey because he thinks relate to Moon Pie. He goes, yes, that's my wife's computer. It's his being repaired. Okay, one of the other groups, they used their clothing to make the sale, but then how did they keep their full clothes on? Obviously, continuity error. We covered that. Thank you for that,
Yeah,
Mikey.
that was a good one. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Hiking up the skirt in front of the professor. Boom, chicka, wow, wow, girl. That's correct. Oh, at least someone says I'm correct about something, I guess. And Moon Pie says, Skipper equals true misogynistic sailor, lol.
Masochistic sailor. Masochistic.
Oh. I don't even know what that's supposed to. It looks like misogynist.
Looks like clapping hands.
Yeah. Then Mikey says, Gilligan again, saved their lives. Take that, Skipper. Yeah. And
there was a lot of times where Gilligan's error saved their lives, but this is the first time that it actually got them rescued.
Yeah. Hey, Nemesis, you want to read this one?
Eugene Bird says, way to go, little buddy.
Yeah, you just been quiet for a while, so I thought I'd have you hear your voice.
No, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, was it? This was in two parts?
Oh, it aired. It aired all together. I just meant the filming happened in two parts. They filmed it in two parts.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was a TV movie special.
Yeah, it was a TV movie. It was all
together.
It's
only 95 minutes.
I explained that incorrectly. The filming of it was filmed in two parts.
Yeah. So here they arrive on the pier, and was that the governor of Hawaii who greeted them?
I think. Okay. Let me bring up the script. I need to bring up the script because it's not exactly the governor. He says on behalf of the governor.
Yeah, that's what got me confused. Was it actually the governor, or did the governor go, "Hey Willie, go greet the castaways. Take an hour lunch break while you're at it." I didn't know if it was actually him or if it was that is actually that, or if it's the actual governor.
Well, they didn't film in Hawaii, so it probably wouldn't have been the actual governor.
No. I'm talking about in universe.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's
You
usually
misunderstood.
so easy to find a transcript, but this movie's really strange.
by the way, I just wanted to throw in about fireboats. Um, Fireboats actually have an unlimited supply of water available because they don't have to carry the water in the boat. They actually pump it directly from below the hull. So they can pump water endlessly from out of the ocean to fight the fires.
Oh, nice. I was
Yeah,
thinking it might have been something like that, but it's like, would they actually use salt water on fires?
I guess it doesn't matter as long as it's wet, right?
Because that would actually corrode the crap out of those pipes in the
Oh, it
boats.
might, but they obviously would only have a very small supply if they had to carry it on the ship. So
Yeah.
from what I've
No.
read, they do have a supply available from
Uh,
pumping directly from
yeah,
below the hull. So
they must replace the pipes quite a bit because
well,
that's why you do. Because
I
that's why
know
you
they.
don't. Oh, sorry.
No, just saying that they had a major fire in one of the big docks down in one of the outskirts of Vancouver about 20 or 30 years ago, and they did call in the fire boats, and luckily they were able to put it out, but it was they had to spray a hell of a lot of water to get it under control because it was a really bad fire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and that's why you don't see too many desalination plants like along the coast there, is because the salt water really wrecks the plumbing a lot there because of the salt. The salt there. That's why we don't use salt water for a lot of stuff. It really corrodes the crap out of those pipes there. But then also it also has the negative effect of creating a brine that just gets pumped right back into the ocean there, and it creates a dead zone
Yeah,
because it's such
well,
a salt brine.
I guess if you got to put out a fire, that's just what you do, right? So.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said,
So the answer is that this is the governor's aide.
okay.
He's giving them the official welcome to Honolulu and the USA.
Yeah, and when you talk about when the Coast Guard radioed word of their rescue, they got thousands of telegrams or letters in support of them. And it was one of the classic jokes there. The old sir was the most important one from what did they say? Jimmy Carter. They're like, who? He came after Ford or Gerald Ford. Who? After Watergate. Who's Watergate? I loved that.
Yeah, that was one good line from Ginger.
I thought that was one of the better lines in the whole movie, actually, because it's like they touched on actual reality there, which I thought was pretty cool.
I just thought it was funny that the Howls are just like, who? And who?
No, but I mean, if you've been stranded since the mid '60s on the island, you wouldn't know any of these politicians, right? So it
Well,
makes perfect sense, Gorilla.
not necessarily. Like they would have known who Reagan was from his movie careers, and they might have known like you might know the Kennedys from because the Kennedys have a long history
They would have known
there.
the Kennedys, yeah, because Kennedy would have been,
Yeah,
around just a few years before they got shipwrecked, but there's
yeah.
no way they would have known. They wouldn't have known anything about Watergate because that was like early
Mm.
'70s, right?
Yeah, I
So,
don't know if Gerald Ford was a politician before he became president or
well,
anything.
Ford was the vice president under Nixon, and when Nixon got impeached and had to do that famous afternoon when he flew away from the White House in the helicopter under a great deal of shame because the whole
Yeah,
nation was basically disgusted in his behavior. That's when Ford swore in as the president because he was vice
yeah,
president, and then he pardoned Nixon, which was not a big popular thing with a lot of people either. But I don't want to get into too real world
yeah.
politics.
Well, he resigned there, but I don't know if he was like an actual politician before he became vice president.
Well, Ford was vice president, so obviously he was a politician.
No, I'm talking about like a congressman. But anyhow,
Probably
back
was. I'd have
back
I'd have to look it up, but
yeah, back to the thing. We keep getting all these newspaper headings going. going, yeah, saying the castaways rescued, and they get the key to the thing, and then the professor. Then this is how apparently the KGB watch American television here, but they're
they
talking about
do.
the disc, which was the center point of the whole story, being rescued, and they show it on TV, and it just happened to be the time that these two bumbling idiots there happen to be watching TV, and they get a close up look of it and somehow recognize it.
That somehow it doesn't really have any identifying markers on it to indicate that it's what they need. It's just it could be just any disc, but they seem to know what it is. I guess maybe they know where it was lost and where the castaways were. That's the only way that they would know that. But they know it's a disc from the satellite. They know it from anywhere. They made it themselves.
Oh, the only thing I can think of is maybe they picked up on it when the professor did say it was made of some strange alloy he could not make heads or tails of. So maybe that was the clue that gave them.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe they recognize the aloe. That's possible. So tell me about Herbert, Gorilla. How many times was he mentioned in the series?
Well, actually, that was that a continuity error? I know she mentioned to have a boyfriend like twice, though, but it's like it was not a big like they did have one episode revolving around that he was getting married to someone else, but that's one of the kind of the thing that stuck out because I thought he was already getting married to someone else because he thought Marianne was dead. So that's
you mean Ginger? You mean Ginger?
No, that's with Marianne. Herbert was Marianne's.
Oh, was it Marianne's? Okay, well,
oh wait,
it looks like Ginger.
yeah. No, I'm going back to the farm and to Herbert, my fiance. This is farm. Yeah, that's Marianne there. Ginger's going back to Hollywood to film and all that.
Okay, it's just
yeah. It's the subtitles are messed up, so don't worry about that.
Okay, that's why it confused me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so but Herbert was
apologies.
mentioned maybe once or twice, maybe like it was not very too often. In one of the episodes, Marianne was all upset because he's supposed to be married. He was going to marry someone else because they thought that she was dead.
Oh, okay. Well then, but she didn't have a fiance. She just had a boyfriend. So this is where we learned that somehow they got engaged. But then, okay. So the series does contradict this.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to do. And that's how the whole rest of the movie continues with those two men following Gilligan around trying to get the disc back.
Yeah. Did you guys find that whole subplot to be a little less than wonderful? I don't know.
No, I was so into. Here's the thing. Up to this time, I was so into this movie, but then we get the subplot. That's the finish out the movie. It's like they could have cut it in half there and just made a regular movie there, ending the series with them getting off the island instead of what this is.
What's good about there's some bad parts about it, but the good parts about it are that they have something for every one of the cast members. Everybody has their moment to shine and things that they do. And certain in this last half, it's kind of like an actual more modern day series finale where that kind of things happens, where you put the spotlight on each of your cast members. But one of the plots of this is that Skipper can't buy this boat. He can't get the insurance money to buy this boat until he gets all of the castaways to sign this insurance paper, because the insurance doesn't believe him that it wasn't his fault unless everybody signs this paper.
Well, I think what it is he got a loan from the bank, kind of like my bank's still waiting for my loan payoff for my accident there, but they're still going to go ahead and proceed with another loan so that I can get wheels up and going. But my question is, now say you owned a charter business where you did say 3-hour tours. Let's say a mistake happens, a storm pops up, and you get stranded on an island for 15 years from a shipwreck. Would you immediately go out and buy another boat and start
No,
another
I was
charter
No.
shocked.
business?
I was thinking, I wonder what the skipper's going to do with the rest of his life. Surely he's not going to continue to be a charter boatsman, but that's what he does. That's who he is. That's
Yeah.
what he knows.
Can
That's how he knows how to make a living.
can you not see that skipper scenario setting up the
Yeah.
ending of the film though?
Yeah, I can understand if this was like 5
Like
years
in
down
real
the
life.
road and
Yeah.
he gets back on his feet to do this, but not not like a month after they come back.
Oh hell, in real life he'd probably never want to see the ocean again, right? Like you think he'd have enough of it. Besides, I mentioned all those old girlfriends.
Yeah.
I'm picturing the skipper lying back in a hammock somewhere, getting a suntan. His
Yeah.
old girlfriends are feeding him grapes, and he's laughing his ass off, having the time of his life, right? You're just like, I don't want to ever go to sea again.
Yeah.
But
All
that's
right.
just my fantasy.
All right, I got a
That's a
couple
heavy fantasy. Multiple
Alright.
girlfriends beating him grapes.
That would be awesome, though, would it not? Like, hell, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Hey, I
All
think
right.
the skipper suffered long enough. He deserves to have some fun,
Yeah. All right, so I got a few chats I wanted to address there. This film is in the public domain, which is why many versions sold in stores have an alternate theme song, as Sherwood Schwartz owns the rights to the original theme song. Well, thank you for that information.
Oh, thank you. Because I was asking that at the beginning of the stream and no one could answer me. Thank you so much, Mikey, for clarifying that.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
that'll
And,
happen. Yeah.
The film originally aired on MNC as 2 separate hour-long segments on successive Saturday nights. Well, the Nielsen
Really?
ratings for the first hour's rating were spectacular. Ratings for part 2, not good.
They should have showed it all in one shot.
Yeah, the radio would
Oh, I
have
thought
kept
they
them
did.
informed.
Wow, thank you.
No,
Yeah.
DJ, they kept this. They are you talking about the beginning or during the movie? Because during the movie, the radio's dead. It's long gone kaput. But yeah,
Yeah,
when
that's
they
what I was
left,
thinking.
but when they left, they actually did cover this in an episode of Gilligan's Island, where the storm miraculously came out of nowhere and caught them all by surprise. That they did cover one of the episodes there because they wanted to blame the skipper. They found the skipper guilty of negligence, but then it turned out that there was no warning for the storm before. It was covered in the TV series, and yes, he was. He was in
But
the house.
there are points during the series where they acquire radio, so there were moments where they could have updated themselves on current events.
Yeah, no, they had the radio and they found a way to recharge the batteries, but finally it just went kaput.
Mm-hmm.
There, so and DJ says he was in the House of Representatives. Thank you. So they might have known Gerald Ford there as a way to bribe him.
They would have known Gerald Ford as a politician. I looked it up myself, and he was in the House of Representatives from 1949 through 1973. And then he became vice president under Nixon in 73. He served 73, 74 as the vice
Hello?
Did
we lose
PvP drop
PvP?
out for you too?
Yeah,
he
cut
became
out.
Yeah, he's
president.
gone.
He became sorry, I muted accidentally. I just want to finish. He became president in 74 when Nixon was impeached and flew away. And then he served from till 1977 as the president. So he had a pretty good run as a president that was actually never actually elected. So
yeah. Okay, thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
And Nike says, but DJ, the professor did say though in the series that the radio was broken a lot, so the defaultness would be justified. Oh, he managed to fix it quite a bit there. And DJ says, and was born here in Omaha. Oh, DJ, you're actually only three hours from me. Small world. And welcome, Wes Cagle. Whoa, I just got out of Dead Man stream. I saw the stream happening on Pop's channel and was baffled. Yeah, we decided to fulfill Pop's wishes here and at least get the one of the movies done that he wanted to complete the Gilligan's Island series here. So us four co-hosts got together to do that. He goes up. Jill, you want to read this one?
Sure, I'll read it. Oh, Jill, here's the Tina Louise could not return for this movie because she was part of the cast of Dallas in 1978 when the show was filming. Other reason Louise was replaced with Baldwin. Oh yeah, other reason besides that she feels that she was typecast and wanted more money. I guess if she already had a show going on, she didn't need. I guess she made her choice.
Well, Dallas
Made her
was
choice to stay with Dallas.
Dallas was very popular back at that time. So
Thank you.
I could see her wanting to stay on Dallas instead. Like that was a mega hit.
Makes sense.
Big show.
And I know another Dallas movie that was very popular back in the 70s too, but we can't. I'm not gonna mention it.
Hey-o.
Yeah, and YouTuber says they gave Gilligan ice cream. Bless their heart.
Was that something to do with Debbie?
Yes, it does. That's exactly.
Yeah.
I got a sudden hankering for ice cream. Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Ice cream.
Mary
Oh yeah, Gilligan got some free ice cream.
Yeah,
I need ice cream.
Supposed boyfriend Herbert was a character. Well, they did mention it before, but he got married back a long time ago. And is this a movie? Yes, it is, Daniels.
TV movie, Daniel.
Yeah, TV movie, made for TV. Isn't Ginger the last one left? Yes, she is. She's the only one that's still surviving, but I don't know. She has to be getting up there in age. And digital wristwatches, put bush in phones, microwave ovens, disposable razors, color TV. A lot of cool stuff was invented while they were gone. Oh yeah, along with the frisbee and the skateboard.
Yeah, that's right. But Tina Louise is 90 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I agree that Avra Cassandra would have made a more, well, let's just say exotic version of Ginger. So good choice of Baldwin. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it innuendo here. And Scurvy says, "Welcome to West Kegel." He goes, "My radio comment referred to the series. Yeah, they managed to fix it quite a bit." And Skipper missed miniskirts. Oh my! Oh, they came back in style, and they've gotten shorter than the way he was describing. And they missed the disco.
Yeah, he was so disappointed.
Yeah, but they missed disco music at least.
The trade-off.
He goes, "LOL." He's all right. Now everybody's all right. We're all caught up. And then he makes the mistake of sitting down in a freshly painted chair or varnished chair. Now, I don't know how badly a varnish sticks. Is varnish very sticky?
I've never sat on a chair that was recently varnished, so I really can't offer an opinion, Gorilla.
Huh. So, like, I know with paint you wouldn't stick that bad.
I guess it depends. I mean, it's paint, so it's, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like, I know when you got paint, you sit down, you get back up, you have all the paint marks on your pants, and then you have a butt print on the chair.
Yeah, your pants would be ruined. But I mean, varnish is a solvent-based thing generally, is it not? So I would think anything that's solvent-based is probably going to be very, very sticky and probably really stick to your butt quite well. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it's a glue.
I wouldn't want to sit on it.
Well, maybe it gets it's sticky depending on the environment.
Maybe.
Well, it looks like a hot day, so maybe that would make it even worse.
But we're also talking varnish that's from 50 years, 50, 60 years ago.
Okay, somebody do a quick test on 50 plus years of varnish history.
Okay, here, let's catch up on the chats here. LOL. And Mikey says, Gilligan! That never gets old. And Wes Cagle answered it, varnish can be sticky, but not to make a chair to stick to your butt.
Aw, too bad.
And so Gilligan is going to go get the mail to see if the insurance check came. And for some reason, I'm having deja vu.
Skipper's insurance company, Pacific and Western, is still operating.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, this subplot with the spies just
Oh.
it reminds me kind of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah. This
And when
almost
you're
hurt
just-
there. That almost hurt. We're sailors and they have the sailors outfits. Like, that almost physically hurt watching that. Yeah. Now-
it's a little corny.
Now I like, it's totally believable that the insurance company wasn't gonna pay out until, but the signed affidavits don't mean crap because they can all get their stories straight together. You know, saying it wasn't his fault there. But the problem I have with this is the insurance company probably wouldn't pull a stunt like this because of how famous this incident was. If word got out that they were refusing to pay for a boat after they were stuck on an island for 15 years, that would be such bad PR. It'd be worse than just losing the money paying out the boat.
No, but you're right. They pretty much got a hero's welcome.
All over the country. So no, I can understand it. It's for plot convenience. I totally understand this is for convenience and for the comedy. But dealing with the insurance here, they will have just paid out that boat, you know, the couple grand or whatever, you know, just so they don't deal with the fallout of refusing to pay and we're getting out, because that would have been you're playing a balancing act there, because if you get the bad PR from a stunt just trying to save a couple $1,000s, then you get the backlash could cost you tens of thousands of dollars from insurance there.
Well, I think the insurance company, if they were smart, they would have paid out the claim right away. And not only paid the basic claim, but they would have added on, like, 10 grand, or, just like, give a little sweetener on top, just for the good publicity and goodwill, right? Because it wouldn't hurt them if they paid, Skipper an extra 10 or 20 grand, for the boat. So what the heck, right?
Yeah.
It was all about getting all the castaway members in to sign that document, though. Was it not, Gorilla?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I can understand for the plot convenience there.
Plot device,
But I'm just going. It's just picturing this because the scene reminded me of when remember when Joplin got hit with that tornado in 2011 that wiped out the entire town in Missouri. DirecTV it sent out letters to all the residents who had DirecTV in Joplin, saying that charging them $300 because they did not return their receivers after all their stuff after DirecTV got canceled. That got rescinded after a week from such backlash from across the country. It's like, are you kidding me? This town seriously got wiped out by a tornado. Those receivers are long gone. They immediately dropped it and marked it off as a lost thing, and I'm pretty sure they got it taxed right off for that. But it's like,
I bet they never got a lot of those customers back either.
That costed DirecTV, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars for them trying to charge them for lost receivers when
that's tacky.
That entire town was completely wiped out.
Talk about stupid corporate maneuvers, right? Like, wow, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, so that scene there reminded me of a real life thing that actually happened. It's like, where's your balancing act? Where do you take your loss and versus your PR?
Yeah, you think corporations will learn, but they never seem to.
I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts on that.
Well, there's a certain.
I think you covered it pretty well.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree with you completely. Logically speaking, that this wouldn't have happened.
Don't treat your customers poorly. That's my motto. Is anybody in business should keep to heart. Never treat your customers poorly.
Yeah. All right. So now we're getting to this scene here where
Here we go.
Ginger is learning about modern movies. And,
Yeah, she's getting back to work. She decided to choose her own wardrobe here.
yeah, and maybe she auditioned for a movie that has a star named Debbie and a star named Dallas.
Well, yeah, the way the producer's talking, that's what it seems to be where he's trying to go with this soap opera.
Hey, he's going less clothes is better. They even tried to get her to do a shower scene, but they a bath scene with plenty of soap.
Yeah, he's like, I'll take what I can get. If you can have bubbles.
You know that. But she did not read the script ahead of time. Time there, it's like you just went for the first movie you got offered a role in, or what?
I guess she didn't read it. Yeah, I guess she just strolled right back onto the set and said, "Oh, you got a job for me? I'll take it."
That kind of sounds like Ginger, though. Ginger always did want that next part.
Yeah, but I don't think she wanted something so. Would the term sultry fit in?
Sultry, salacious.
Salacious. Better term right there.
But Ginger is 15 years out of date, so she doesn't realize that things have changed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, typically they didn't ask you to wear scraps of clothing.
Well, she said a bandit would be more than what they want her to wear. Would be better than
what and she asked him, would you let your mom, would you ask your mom or your daughter to wear this stuff?
No. He goes, would you let your wife wear something like this? He goes, which one? Okay. What about your daughter? What about your daughter? Now that's just hitting below the belt.
And then she's like, but Dad, that's the whole thing. There is nothing below the belt with this.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh man.
And
they come in here. They want to solve her problems and sign the insurance papers. And Gilligan blurts out the plan right ahead of time, and that. But that's kind of funny. He goes, "There's a lot of four-letter words in here." And, yep, there is a lot of four-letter words. When, that, there. Nope, that's 5 letters. Oh man, this scene was so funny. It was kind of fun. I will give him credit. This scene was kind of funny.
No, this one, yeah, they actually did give Ginger a good scene. I wish it was Tina, but this was good. This was some good stuff. With because it's kind of, because it plays into the actual time, the time lapse between when they got shipwrecked and in 1978, and all of the social differences that occurred during that time.
Yeah, she just can't adapt to it.
Yeah, to what is acceptable in filmmaking.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Gilligan just starts talking about sci-fi, but he just goes zoom, 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 zoom.
No. That's because they're
talking about Star Wars.
Star Wars. There he goes. R2D2. Then he starts talking about Jaws.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess he went to go watch all these movies instantly.
Well, has VCR been invented yet?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Well, I guess Star Wars was so popular when it came out in 77. It was probably still running in theaters by 78, I would guess.
Okay,
as far as Jaws go, though, I don't know how the heck he would have seen Jaws.
Maybe it was on TV.
Okay.
Actually, the first VCR was released in 1978. Commercial.
Oh, what kind of VCR though, Jill? Was that like a mainstream?
I have no idea.
Because I don't think I got my first Betamax in 1980. Actually, I remember exactly when I got it because it was the same week as Ronald Reagan got shot. if that gives you a thumbnail idea of what week it was. So yeah, I got my Betamax and it was a fabulous machine. But that was around the same time I think VHS came out too. So 78, I don't know if they were Betamax or VHS was out that early. There were other formats, so I think there's something called UHF tape, which I never saw because it never got massively distributed. So, but I'm not a total expert. But yeah, it would have been around 1980 when it was coming in big. At least that's from my
Yeah.
personal experience.
Well, then Gilligan, anytime he could get away from the skipper, he was in the movie theater.
Yeah. Oh, Jaws was popular. Maybe it was a second run cinema or something. He saw it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he figured this out.
All right, so Scurvy here says, "Will insurance pay for Skipper's ruined pants?" Nope, that's coming out of Gilligan's salary right there, unfortunately. And Natasha, we must get Moose and Squirrel.
Yeah, that's what this movie reminds me of a little bit.
Okay. And Eugene Bird says is laughing. And Tina Louise turned 90 on February 11th this year, and her last role so far as Rose in the film Tapestry. Okay. Okay, there. That sounds interesting. That doesn't sound like my type of movie, but it could be. I don't know. I never heard of it. And Daniel says, it's nice to see Gilligan and the crew back in civilization. Yeah, though it could have just been the final episode, though. And hashtag flex nice. And Mikey says, Tina also worked on the movie soundtracks after Gilligan's bedside, being a good actress in TV and other films. Oh, cool. And yeah, she didn't realize that casting couch wasn't prominent anymore any longer. And Mikey says Ginger is a boom chicka wawa scene. Oh my, lol. 1970s had a lot of exploitation films, no doubts there. Oh yeah, especially if they knew that the screenplay was bad, they just threw a couple scenes in there. Betamax early form came out and said, "Oh, so is Betamax." There, Jill.
Yeah, that's what I had. Well, I guess
Okay,
they could have
thank
been out.
you.
They could have been out in '78, but I didn't get mine till 1980. Those were early days, though. Very early days.
Yeah. And holy crap, it's 11:14 already. And welcome.
I
Yeah,
know.
Yeah,
yeah.
welcome, Chief Judge Finity.
We're kind of going a little bit long here tonight, but oh well.
Yeah, that happens. It's for a good cause.
Yeah, exactly.
DJ says it was a very large unit. Most of the VCR units then were in schools and universities. Oh, cool. I got figured that.
No,
We got our first.
by 1980, I got mine at the local stereo store, and they were selling them. They were like $1,500 or something then, though. They were grossly expensive, but I gotta say that 1980 Betamax was built like a tank. It was a wonderfully beautiful machine. To this day, I still wish I'd kept it, but it's long gone, unfortunately.
Yeah. And we got our first VCR in 1979. Cost my parents $800, and that was one movie we got it for Superman. Cost $75. Holy crap. That's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, videotapes are very expensive back then.
Yeah. And Sony debuted Betamax Japan in 1975 PvP.
Yeah, but that's Japan, and they're usually quite a ways ahead of us. So we did not have
Yeah.
79. Did you say? Okay, I thought you said 75. Okay, it could be. We could have got him in 79. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah, DJ says not coming to homes here until mid 80s in my experience there, and got it crazy, Eddies. And wow, we were rich at PvP, north of 2K used back then.
It was expensive, but it really was a fabulous machine. Like it was It was so high quality. It was, as I said, it was built like a tank. That thing. It was really fabulous.
Yeah. All right. So now here's the drag of the movie. There, they lasso Gilligan, and they trying to get the
Oh,
disc off of him. Blah blah.
Oh yeah, now they're pretending to be cowboy actors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't know if they had a
Well,
lot of Soviet actors then.
and like my biggest problem is like, does Gilligan just not recognize these people? Like after the fourth time, it's like, bro,
don't we know you from somewhere? Yes,
exactly.
precisely. Hmm.
All right. Yeah. Then we got all these girls. They're fawning over the professor, trying to. I don't even know what they were trying.
It's
Like, is
kind
this
of
high school or
weird.
university?
This is university, but it's kind of strange. It's
Right? Because they're all like, oh, you've got all the girls turned on campus. And it's just like, hang on, I'm sorry, how old are you? What?
Hey. They have a daddy fixation, okay? They have
apparently all of them do.
yeah. It's a bit weird. All these like 18-year-old cheerleaders show up in class for like a 40-year-old instructor and totally have the hots for him. And I don't know. I thought this scene was a little bit weird. I don't know. Just me, maybe. I
it's a
don't know.
little bit stretched out, but you gotta remember he has that celebrity status there.
Well,
He's a
still.
Yeah,
celeb.
that's the excuse because he's the mysterious guy who was on stranded on an island, and that's why. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know if it works for me.
I'm guessing if I get celebrity status next week, there's still going to be no 18-year-old cheerleaders hanging out my door. I just got that feeling.
Well, you gotta go work at a university, PvP.
Well,
Oh, damn. I knew there was a
well,
flaw there somewhere.
Well, PvP, just have your wallet out and they'll come fawning for you.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, but do you even want
not
to?
happening.
Because that's like, that's too
No,
young.
no. I do not actually want that. I do not.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what do these cheerleaders know? They're not going to be deeply into science and have deep, meaningful discussions with the professor, you know,
And
by the
that's
fireplace.
exactly the professor's problem. That's exactly what he says. But then
Right?
but then they use it for comedy effects.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because like we're talking about like the young chicks here all have the hots for him, but we'll find out in a minute or two that it's not just the youngins that do either.
Hey, the young ones there didn't quite do it. Was like, okay, whatever. You know, but then they had this older gal come in. Now that there was totally believable, and he just did not. It was such like I don't know if I'm not. It's such like nerdy flirty. It worked for me as humorous. This gal, even though she, even though she could get me too'd by the professor for her assaulting him.
Oh, dude, like you want to talk about like Pepe Le Pew's? This is a Pepe Le Pew scene.
Well, yeah, but at least she's age appropriate this time.
Yeah. Well, I find this scene totally believable because she'd probably admired him for years before he got lost. I'm guessing perhaps when she was a young thing back, you know, when he was maybe at the university, 15 years earlier. And she's, now he's back and now he's not only back, but he's famous and she's still totally attracted to him. So it's like, hey, why not? I totally found this scene believable. And it was fun too. I thought this was a fun scene.
Definitely, and they have something to relate to. He actually follows her anthropology reports or whatever science that she does, and he's impressed with her work. So he's helping her out with the courtship rituals that went on the island with the natives that she wanted to know about.
Yeah, which more courtship rituals
makes me quit. Well, I mean, yeah, no, well, never mind. We're good.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Nemesis.
No, we're good. It's all good. Carry on.
I think it's fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was probably one of the funniest scenes in the movie, actually. I thought it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah. But you know, if the scene was switched the other way around, you would have people complaining, like no
It's true. It's
tomorrow.
true. This is sexual assault.
Mm,
Yeah, straight up, right? It's just, yeah.
But women have become so aggressive since we were on the island.
well, that all started. In '69 with the pill and Woodstock.
Oh yeah, you do have a point.
Yeah, there's a big social change shift in the '60s for sure. Not that I was too young to be the benefit in any of that, though. Unfortunately.
Right. And then he goes here. They talk about his experiment there, and then he tells Gilligan, "Oh, my experiment starts over there," and he knocks down and destroys the entire thing. And he goes, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, Professor. No, I was expecting you, so I set that up just for your behalf, there, Gilligan."
Oh, I
So
love that. That cracked me up.
Yeah.
Like, and it's that's one of the things with the professor thinking ahead, because he knew how clumsy Gilligan would be so interested about how clumsy he is. He set up a decoy for him.
Mm.
Yeah, that was smart. But he's also inventing a series of things that have already been invented, like the frisbee, which was invented in the 1950s before they crashed on the island.
Well, I like that. He goes, I've built a synthetic polymer that is quite indestructible and all that. And it's in the shape of a frisbee. And then Gilligan goes, "What? I just don't know what to call it." Go, "How about a frisbee?" He goes, "Frisbee? How'd you come up with that?" "Well, that's what it's called. It's already been invented." Then he pulls out a
Right?
skateboard.
He's like,
Oh,
no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You haven't talked to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was, he brought up the electric toothbrush. He brought up the skateboard. He's like, I thought I was going to revolutionize the moving industry. And it's just like, oh, that's too bad. You think you would, like, look into these things first, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist.
Well, the university has a library. He could look these things up.
Yeah.
I guess he's just too busy inventing. He didn't have time for reading.
Oh, yeah, he hasn't had time for anything because the dean comes to see him, too.
Mm-hmm. Right. And now he's going to have even less time for science because he's supposed to be wandering around talking everywhere and just doing publicity instead of science.
Well, he's supposed to go on tour giving lectures, take charge of his fame, to promote the university so they can get more of them made. And that was kind of funny that Professor Gilligan, the man who he is today, and just the look on his face was priceless. Yeah, and then we're back to the, but then we're exchange students, exchanging this and this. I was like, why can't we get normal KGB units that would just try taking them out at least, finding different ways to try to take them out to steal the disc instead of this.
Well, yeah. Were they told not to kill Gilligan?
Well,
no, they were said to get it at any expense. No risk is too great.
Yeah. Now I would have gone with it like it'd be a bunch of failed plots there to make it look like his death looked like an accident, but they keep failing. I will go with that instead of this exchange, because they're trying to be funny, but it just turned out cringe, is what it was.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, I thought the B plot with the Russian guys really weakened the movie overall.
It's really juvenile.
I wish they had just not even had that B plot and just went up with all our main cast members from the original show. Because I'm sure they could have written additional scenes for just our regular characters, and I think that would have made a better movie. But that's just me. I don't know.
They wanted the suspense and drama and all that because it's it's not very good with just can you sign this piece of paper? Can you sign this piece of paper? Can you sign? They probably thought that wasn't thrilling enough.
No, they'd have to have. I agree. They'd have to have something additional, but if they're going to have these two guys, instead of making them like pretty much useless doofuses, which they are in the movie, unfortunately, they're basically comedy relief. I think. Why not make them a little more threatening and actually, make them a little more of
I,
a
I want,
force that might actually do harm to Gilligan. But of course, that's G-rated, and they couldn't
yeah,
do it. I guess.
Yeah,
maybe
that's right. I never feel afraid for anybody's life
yeah.
from these
Ma-
guys.
ma- Maybe it's
Yeah.
I might be onto something here. You can tell me if that I'm just talking on my butt. But what if that is kind of like a political statement on the behalf of the Sturrow Shorts to kind of make jabs at how inept the Soviets were? I'm just making jabs at them
Well,
by
because the
making them.
Cold War had just started around this time.
Well, it's ending at this
Oh,
time.
the Cold War started
Oh.
long before '78.
Oh, okay. Oh,
This,
well then it's ending. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're probably going back to World War II ended, and when did they start building the Berlin Wall? Was it
for
sometime in the
for
late 40s?
48 is when the Cold War officially started.
Yeah,
They started building.
Oh, you're right.
They
It's
closed off.
ending.
They
Mhm.
closed off Berlin there in the mid 50s. There.
yeah. They
Well,
started putting up the barbed wire, and then they actually built the brick and mortar wall, and then they started putting in guard towers and actually starting shooting poor East Germans that tried to escape to the west. It got really ugly after a while. So yeah, it was probably about 30 years before this movie. Yeah,
yeah. Because
Yeah.
I think it's more like a political statement, making jabs at the Soviets there, like making them try
could
to be
be.
comedy relief and inept and everything.
Uh,
But I might be reading too much into it too.
I just didn't think it was very good television. Like I just found the whole subplot with these guys. I kind of got bored watching them after a while. Actually,
Oh yeah,
I'm not.
I
I'm
will.
trying to be positive. I mean, overall, I thought the movie's worth watching, but
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't perfect. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, I
They're
will go
they
on
make
with
some good food.
I will go on with a bunch of failed assassination attempts of different tries.
And they could
Yeah,
have
that
done.
would have been better. That would have
And
been better.
if it had been funny too, like funny assassination attempts, that could have been great.
Well,
Yeah.
they tried it once, right, with the barrel and with the sailors, but that's about it.
But do you think that Gilligan would have died from tripping over a barrel? He falls into the water all of the time.
No, I
Exactly.
don't think he would have at all. But then again, this movie has been incredibly inconsistent when it comes to stuff that the characters do and don't do. So I genuinely don't know.
All right, let's catch up on this chats here. So, Jill, I finally plugged in my 4K player into my 4K TV. Oh, cool.
Wow.
I hope you enjoyed it there, Finity.
I hope.
Uh,
Yeah. Do you have any 4Ks to play? Oh, wow. It's
Everything
super-
looks too real. I'm going back to Blu-ray. I've never seen 4K yet. I don't think. Yeah, PvP. I was developed. It was developed by Sony and it was released in Japan in '75, followed by the U.S. in November of the same year. Okay, so Canada might have been a few years after the United States because usually the United States gets the stuff first because we're a consumer economy instead of a producing economy. And those two Russian spies are too old to be university glee club members. Mike is laughing. And
Oh, dude, right? It's like it's the straight up "hello, fellow teenagers" meme. It's just like, oh my god, okay, totally.
yeah. Let's see. Civilization peaked around 2005 and has been sliding backwards ever since. Yeah, that's why I'm voting for the asteroid this year. And West Gaggle says everything has its place. You have your friends for the intellectual conversations, and then you have the 18-year-old cheerleaders.
Eagles okay with the cheerleaders.
yeah. Moonpie says the actors who played the spies are both gone too. Chevalier passed in 2005 while Art Delafleur, his partner, recently passed back in 2021. Okay. And Wes Cagle says, see, even the intellectual girl is only interested in the professor for, let's say, relations. And women got uh, No, I think they stayed the same there. They're just freer. They just felt like a lot freer with the pill. They didn't have to worry no more. Like men had. They're just as free as men after the pill was invented. And West Gagel says they didn't make them threatening because none of the bad guys on the show were competent or threatening. It was staying in line with the show. No, the ones in the TV show were a lot more competent than these guys. You could have still made them bumbling, but a lot more threatening. And welcome, real weight gaming clips. Welcome. Says hi all.
Hello.
And West Gagel says hey to Real Wade. And Sherwood Short says
Well, hello.
Sherwood Short said he wanted the Russian spies to be intelligent somewhat, but also bumbling over themselves, which is how their politicians handled negotiations with American diplomats.
There you go. You're pretty much right then.
Yeah. And
It was a statement.
And Mikey says the Cold War, in this view, was one-sided. Well, anyway, yes and no, but anyhow, they go there. They got there. They're making a joke, and he goes, "You want a dinner mint? Yeah, the Philadelphia or the Denver mint or San Francisco mint." Oh man, that's some good humor there. And they laugh and they come here. They needed Mr. Howell to sign the piece of paper there. And now notice that scene there was real important because Mr. Howell forgot to turn the intercom off, which apparently broadcasts to all their intercoms. But anyhow, Gilligan and Skipper show up there. That they ask him to sign a piece of paper, so they go into our hall there, and the Thurston was what was he? It was grateful, but also sad at the same time that the Skipper didn't come to him for money. And the Skipper's like, it's not about the money there. That's his problem, you know. You just need him to sign a piece of paper there, and that's when you hear over the intercom their friends talking trash about them being stuck on the island and stuff, blah blah. And this, you know, they're acting friendly to their face, but then they're talking crap behind their back they heard over there.
Yeah, they say, imagine being shipwrecked with that riffraff.
Yeah, you know, Skipper and Gilligan were like, whatever. They're like, I don't care what other people think. They're like, whatever. But the Howells, they were insulted, and I will give Mr. Howell this credit. He gave up billions of dollars in shares and stock trades there. They're talking millions, like with like a 2 million premium stock share, which I didn't understand the whole thing, you know, between the premium and the basic or whatever. I didn't, but we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stuff here, or at least tens of millions of dollars. And he ripped it up and told them to get out. He's not going to talk about his friends that way. I will give Mr. Howell props for that.
Yes, that's a fantastic character moment that they wrote for the Howells here.
And
one of my favorite jokes that we kind of glossed over was one of the dudes is like, "Oh, here we'll have a domestic cigar," and he's like, "No, domestic, ugh." And he like looks out the window and there's a helicopter coming down, and Fidel Castro comes in to personally deliver Cuban cigars to Mr. Howell, and you're just like, well, thanks, Fidel, and then he has to like turn around and leave, and you're just like, that's funny.
I caught that they're getting cigars from Havana there. But I missed that Fidel Castro personally delivering them.
Yeah.
I missed that part. But
he does say thanks, Fidel. That's true.
You know, it's kind of funny, though. Like right now, at this time, there's an embargo on Cuba there. Well, it's kind of funny with JFK there. A week before he signed the embargo on Cuba there, he ordered 1,500 cigars from Cuba, had them shipped to the United States, and then he signed the embargo to Cuba.
Well, priorities, right?
And there's actually 20 of them. There was actually 20 of them left he still had 20 of them left at the moment he died there, and they went up for auction a couple of years ago and sold for a couple $1 million.
Yeah, some history nerd would want that for sure.
So yeah, he had one box left there. All right, then Let's see. Mikey says this is another goof because according to the official records, the Howls would have been declared dead after 15 years and their assets distributed to others. So the big goof there. Not necessarily. It depends on. It all depends on the situation. They could have probably been declared. It just depends on how fast and how greedy the state wants to be. And it depends if they had a will or not. They might have had a will for all the stuff to go to one person. Then that one person gave it all back to them.
Well, did they have any children? I don't.
No,
No. Okay.
no, because they covered that in the series. At one point, they were going to leave all. They distributed all their stuff to the other castaways when Mr. Howell about died or faked his death.
Oh wow. Very good. Thank you.
All right. So let me know if when I have to take over here, Jill, if I need to.
Can if you want to. This is the point where I kind of mess up with the with the subtitles. If you do want to take it over on this portion, you can go for it.
All right. This is what. So you want me to take over?
Sure. Yeah. Let's have it. Let's have Gilligan's Island the way that it is shown. It was shown on Wednesdays. Stepping through the video the way that you guys did it for the
Okay.
end of this movie.
So India. We'll just start from here. Especially we can skip a few seconds. She's just crying because she's getting that. What would you call it? Cold feet. You know, she's on the island. They don't recognize each other. She doesn't marry. This is turned into a whole. She goes. She loves her. Herbert loves her, and he loves her, and she loves Herbert. It's turned into a whole love triangle. Why not just turn Mormon and just marry both of them? You know.
Well,
She's miserable.
yeah, no, Marianne doesn't want to marry him because after all those years, she's fallen out of love with him. But she doesn't. This is like a mini soap opera for Marianne. She doesn't know that in the meantime, Herbert's fallen in love with Cindy, her best friend. But Cindy won't tell her that in this scene because Marianne is the fiance.
And I really liked it because this is one of the few parts of the movie where I was actually like genuinely concerned for someone. I was just like, oh, I feel awful because she's just like, she says it really well. She's like, so much time has changed and he's different and I'm different and I don't love him anymore. And you're just like, and she's like, but I'm going to stand strong and I'm going to do this because like his mom's been waiting 15 years. He's been waiting 15 years. It's just like, and you felt for her. It was really frustrating.
I did, yeah, no, and she was crying. You actually did feel her character was suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Skipper and them show up and they're like, oh, you're right. I didn't even invite him to the wedding here. Blah, blah, blah. There. So she's right. She goes and puts herself together. Then they come and hug her. They tell her congratulations there. And they're trying to get her signature on it there. They're talking about they're going to have a reunion party on the boat on Christmas there. So, and then she starts crying to him, and then she talks about that she doesn't want to be the bride anymore, and blah blah. She's sad there. For some reason, why does my subtitles seem like they're off?
We're off to.
Yeah.
They all messed up for me.
Yeah, well, they're right. They just see it's just sometimes these are supposed to be moving subtitles, and sometimes they repeat the subtitle there, so it can get a little confusing there.
Yeah, I think it's you're a lot closer than I was, so let's go. With it.
So right now they're trying to figure out a way to get him out of there. They go the way and then they try to figure out a way to get out of there. Then somehow these guys are back.
Yeah, they found out how to get to the wedding.
Oh, they also, we forgot to mention that they also showed up at the Howell's house, too. They're like, ring the doorbell, and they're like, who are you? And he's like, we're with these people. And he's like, well, then you're leaving, too. And he's just like, slams the door in their face, and he's like...
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So, I can't use the mouse on this. So anyhow,
they offer that Gilligan needs to give away the necklace as a wedding gift.
Yeah. Why don't they just break the chain off, grab it, and run? Like they've had so many opportunities.
And there are two of them. All they had to do is rip it, like you said, rip it off and toss Gilligan to the ground and run.
Yeah, and I know they're meant for comedy relief, but they're to me they're a waste of film.
Yeah, you just summed it up for me there, girl.
They're definitely the weakest part of the film. The whole cast is lovely. Even if I don't like the new Ginger that much, she's trying. She's giving her best.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just thought this whole B plot was. Well, I wish they could have. I wish they'd spent a little more time and written a better B plot, because I'm sure they could have if they'd really put their minds to it. But these two guys, I don't know. I just can't take them seriously. I just can't. You know.
Hey, PvP, are you having deja vu here with this scene?
Deja vu?
Yeah, something new, something borrowed, something old.
Not really. Sure, the point.
Walton?
Yeah, for the Waltons last week.
Oh well.
For the wedding scene.
Well, we've been going for over 3 hours now, and I'm getting very tired, so I'm half awake. So
we're almost done. We're in the last 10 minutes here.
Yeah, I still gotta cook supper too, so I'm getting very, very burned out here.
So here they find out that Cindy's in love with Herbert there, and they devise a plan. So they take. I thought for a second it was a tractor, but no, it's a horse. Oh, there's a tractor in the background. That's why I got mixed. Okay. Oh yeah, the Skipper's driving the tractor. Gilligan's driving the watermelon cart, and then they run through there. Tell Mary Ann to get on. So she hops on. The whole wedding crowd's chasing them. I thought this was funny. They're talking about the music. They're going, and Gilligan throws a watermelon here, and he gets a strike. And
oh yeah, that's right. He plays bowling. He plays bowling with people, and it actually works.
Right? Yeah. Like this turns into a Benny Hill scene, and it's just I didn't mind it, but I kind of was just like, these dudes are literally getting like pelted with watermelons. Like that's a solid object, right? Like I don't know if anyone's taken a watermelon to the face before, but
I think when they do the strike, it is actually a bowling ball, and then they throw the watermelons.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought I thought he used a watermelon as the bowling ball.
Oh, let's see. We'll play 3 seconds here. Well, oh shoot, I just missed that for a second. I'm trying to get. No, the football. It looks like a football.
Well, regardless, Gilligan throws something and takes all the dudes out in one fell swoop.
Nope, it was a watermelon. This is a weird.
Oh, yeah, right.
It might have been initially they threw like a football type thing to get the correct thing, and then they changed it out for watermelon there. But then they just started hurling watermelons at them. And I'll scamper off. Blah blah blah. Then Mary Ann signs this piece of paper. And then they're all on the boat celebrating.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
they came over and they looked at Herbert and her best friend are getting married at the altar. And so
Yeah, right. They're
Marianne's
like,
just
let's not waste all this money we spent on this wedding. Let's get married.
Yeah. And anyhow, they're all
That's true.
celebrating here. They have a good time. And they said, "Thank you, Mr. Halford Wolf, because he didn't know the people's sizes, so he just gave them all a box of money," which is fun. So, like, he gave each one of them like $100,000 or something.
right a box of money with various denominations. You're just like,
Right, exactly. Now the skipper shouldn't really have to care too much about what the insurance pays out.
Well, they already paid off his boat, so then they decide, let's go on a charter there. That's a brilliant idea. The first charter of the minnow.
What better way to celebrate the holidays after you've been stranded on a deserted island for 15 years than to have a big Christmas party and decide to go out on the seven seas and start the whole process
For
again.
another 3-hour tour. For another 3-hour tour. Now, what you
Ah,
guys
Well,
have
and-
gotten on the
it's
here's like the
What's that?
thing too, right? Like it's part of the thing that happens in this scene is that they talk about like how the world is so much different and that they were able to make it work on the island with just themselves because they all cared about each other. Right? It's like Gilligan's like, we might not have I didn't understand what you were doing, Professor, but I still supported you in doing it, right? Like, even if we didn't get it, right? There was a lot of love and family there, and it's a bit of foreshadowing before they go out on the boat.
Yeah, and the one thing the professor said, one of the lines that we missed here that on the island, they're like in the real world, they ran into greed, lust, gluttony, envy, pride, and anger, and all that. They never had any of that on the island.
So you're saying on the island there's no seven deadly sins?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, they did, but they were able to make it work because they cared about each other. Whereas, and I think that's the kind of the message.
They always tried to help each other, is what the
Yeah.
movie says.
I think that's a timeless message for any group of people. If you're good friends and buddies, like, hey buddy, hey little buddy, if you're buddies and you really care about each other and you want to help each other and you want to stick together and through thick or thin, no matter what adversities you may face, like that's one of the things I love about Gilligan the most, guys, is at its core, even though it's goofy and silly and doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense in a lot of episodes, its core, there's that lovely message of sticking together with your friends and coming out okay, at the end of adversity. If that makes any sense, I don't know.
Yeah. Now
Oh,
we're getting to the most. Now
I
we're
get
getting
too
to the
talky again.
No,
No, you were fine. Everything you said was perfect.
Yeah.
Until
Now
you
here
started
comes.
doubting yourself.
Yeah.
Was I what? Did I shout?
No,
No.
you were fine until you started doubting yourself. You
Oh, okay.
you expressed yourself perfectly.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now this comes the most believable part with KGB units. They come up to
Oh,
him,
jeez.
point a gun at him, go, "Give us the disc. Give us the disc. Be quiet and give us the discs." There then.
Why didn't they do that at the start of the movie?
Yeah, I know. Then they tell him, "Y'all be quiet there." He goes, "They want your box of money." And Mr. Howell offered him, "Here, we'll give you as much money as you want. Just let me go." But no, they want the disc. And then the real. They're trying to talk about what's going on. Then it goes downhill because it's unbelievable that the FBI was competent on anything. Just kidding. That's a joke. But
Well,
they
laughed.
show up and arrest him. Like they set up the whole damn thing. Like they're just waiting to have the evidence about that thing. They take his good luck charm because it has a bunch of top secret information on it, and they arrest him. And they tell them they're in the debt. Mr. Hall goes, "The whole country's in debt."
And that's how Gilligan helped bring the end to the Cold War.
Yeah. So yeah, it's bon voyage. Gilligan falls off. Then they go out, and the water starts getting the thing. Now here's the thing: Skipper didn't realize that the compass was off and all that, but Gilligan cleaned out the compass. He cleaned it real good, took out a metal piece, and threw it away. which happened to be what makes the compass work, the little magnet in the compass they threw out. So the compass doesn't work, and they steered off into a random direction. There's wind, and he's gonna steer by the sun, blah blah blah. Then it gets cloudy, and a random storm comes up. Now, where have we seen this before? They batch
The premise
time
for the
they're
whole
like,
show.
"Batch it down the hatches, batch it down the hatches." SOS, set up. SOS. Gilligan was just repeating what I said, and I'm thinking this was stolen from the original scene there, but that crash, and they come swimming up here on the thing. Now they're trying to figure out where they're at. You know, they're all thankful to be alive, even though it's Gilligan's fault. And they thank Skipper for his excellent seamanship, and apparently they were out on the ocean for 12 days. Can you imagine getting thrown around, tossed around in the ocean for 12 days? That's one heck of a storm.
And
So
do you pack enough provisions for 12 days on a little boat like that?
Well, especially for an evening cruise or whatever.
Well, for a 3-hour tour.
Yeah, it's as believable as the original scenario, right? A 3-hour cruise, and they could live off a 3-hour amount of supplies for 15 years. It's like, yeah, I can believe that.
Well, the only thing I can think of is the original series. I guess it's the same for this one here. The Skipper and Gilligan lived on the boat, so they might have enough provisions stocked up for a month at least.
Oh, that's their house. They lived in the boat like an apartment. Okay, then that makes sense.
Because there's beds
that
now.
That helps.
So,
I just got my two questions are: why would the skipper ever trust Gilligan with any electronic device when it comes to navigating on the boat ever again? Number two, since he got his insurance claim and got lots of money, and then Mr. Hull gave him extra money, why wouldn't he like put some of the top navigational radar equipment and whatever was available in 1978 on the boat so he would never get lost again? But I'm thinking in real world terms, so I'm not thinking Gilligan.
Yeah.
I admit it.
Yeah, that part, those were the least of my worries on that question, you know. And who knows, maybe it was supposed to be installed on Tuesday.
That could be.
It's always Tuesday.
The guy showed up late, right?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, we can't do it this week. We'll do it next week.
And so what we got here is Gilligan knows, I know exactly where we are. So accurate. Then he shows us. I'll have to play it here. Oh, let's see. Oh, dang it! What I do?
If this is really? Oh no, you changed it. But if this is really public domain, you shouldn't have a problem playing it muted.
But the problem isn't public domain. But anyhow, he holds up a sign that says Minnow on it. They're like, oh, they're back on the island. But you can tell that he's covering up he's trying to cover up the Minnow 2 on it. So it's just a sign that says Minnow. But you can tell his hand was covered up on eye, so it's the Minnow 2 sign that he found. Trying to act like they fell back on the same island, and Skipper chased them into the lagoon, and that's about it. Then we're done. That's about it. Then we get the
movie.
famous kill. The rest.
I do like how the movie begins with the theme song and ends with the end theme song from the show.
Yeah. So let's catch up on chats, and then we'll start with our final thoughts. I didn't know Pike was on the island, Jill. I'm not sure what we're talking. And DJ says, "God split. I'm glad you hosted this for your friend. It's clear that you all have a lot of respect and affection for him. Rest in peace." Well, thank you for that, DJ. You have a nice night.
Yeah, thanks, DJ.
All y'all be
Good night,
safe.
DJ. If we didn't miss you.
Yeah, have fun. Take care and crew and rock. And that was a cool ST slide clip to throw in there. Oh, you threw a Star Trek slide in there. And
take care, DJ. Thanks for being here, bro.
Yeah, and then Mike says, take care. That was another goof sighted. Former castaways and previous shipwrecks who were rescued together never reunited on our sailboat or cruise ship. Well, well, I can say we're reuniting, but I would definitely have not gotten on the boat. Just saying. And then Eugene said, "Thank you, girls. Random thoughts for the entertainment tonight. Not a problem. I'm glad you enjoyed it." And Beck says, "Glad that you came, Eugene." And you're welcome there. Other Grace says, "Thank you there." And Mike says, "Thank you, girl." And if Jill is on your pal, people are bound to follow. Yeah.
Hey,
And Mikey,
Eugene.
yeah, Mikey says the seven castaways were meant to be together, not to be part of the known world. I wonder if the seven castaways could be represented as the seven deadly sins. That's something I might think about. I'm gonna think on that.
That would be an
Well,
interesting theory to pursue, actually.
that
Cause
would be
yeah,
an interesting theory,
because
but
like you got the skipper with wrath, Ginger with lust, the Mr. Howell with greed. There's three of them right there, right off the top of my head.
Mrs. Howell would be
um,
sloth.
and
And the
Skipper
captain,
would be
gluttony.
Gluttony. Yeah.
No,
Gee,
skipper.
you might be onto something there, Gorilla.
Uh, all right, Eugene says one purpose of this movie seems
Okay.
to be to undo the trauma we felt about the tragedy of them being marooned, and then force us to accept that it's just to serve the show.
And then we
Well,
go back.
and yeah,
to
we
it.
go back to the status quo, and I think the thing is that at that one point where they all said, "Oh, I guess we'll all go our separate ways," they just realized, "Oh no, we're gonna have to leave each other," and then they all hugged each other,
Yeah.
and so it didn't feel. eh, And maybe that was why at the end they're meant to be together.
Yeah. All right. Mike says, what are the odds that they ended up on their same island? Also, the OG ship was called the SS Minnow, but the boat's called Minnow One. When I found the wreckage from it, last goof. Well, no, his hand was covering it up, part of the name, so that could have been the Minnow Two. The original SS Minnow, Scooters Cove Marina, and this is Bay, Vancouver Island, Canada. Yep.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I put
Yep.
links in the private chat if you guys want to quickly copy those
Yeah.
before we end this.
Alrighty. And Nemesis, what's your thoughts?
All in all, this is a nice little initial wrap up to Gilligan's Island. It's harmless. Even the scenes with the Russian KGB agents, well, silly, didn't hold the movie down at all, really, in the grand scheme of things. Overall, I think this is good, even though we didn't get the full cast. They tried their best, and I think the girl who played Ginger, once again, tried her best. I don't think she was probably directed to act that way versus, especially with the editing, with the weird 70s like saxophone porn music and just stuff like that, right? So, but it was good. Like all the characters had had a nice character arc, and they were all tied up really nicely. Everyone had their own time to shine in this movie. Normally, I didn't like the Howls, and in this one, it was really nice to see how they had grown to accept, like, just how fond and happy they were just to see Skipper and Gilligan, and they had a really nice, once again, character arc. But yeah, overall, I give this a solid A minus. Like, I'd watch this again for sure.
Alrighty. And PvP, what do you think?
Well, I'm sadly probably going to be a little harsher on it. I thought it was good. I thought it was nice that they tried to wrap up the original series, even though, of course, at the end we actually go back pretty much where we started from at the beginning. So I could see that being, something they would do, but it still would have been kind of nice maybe if they hadn't ended up back as castaways again. But I'm probably being nitpicky there. I really didn't like the subplot with the Russian agents. I thought for the most of the time, the screen time it took up it didn't deserve to take up as much time as it is. They were basically comedy relief. and I didn't really get much out of that subplot at all. So that dragged it down for me. Um, the Ginger replacement, maybe she wasn't, maybe she did get directed badly. I don't know because I wasn't there and I have no, information about how the director how they handled her. I just didn't think she was very effective. Maybe she's not a bad actress in other things if I saw her in something else, but as far as playing Ginger, I kind of thought she was kind of wooden in most of her scenes. So that kind of took it down a notch for me as well. I did like the interplay between the other main characters. I thought it was fun. So there was lots of, there were good scenes in the film as well. So I don't want to totally, be a downer on it, but overall, I thought it was a decent little TV movie that kind of tried to wrap up the loose threads from the series, even though, of course, I guess, it was kind of always planned at the end they'd all be back to square one again, which I guess, is not totally unexpected. Um, Good little TV movie. I don't think I ever need to see it again, to be honest, because there wasn't that much going on that really held my interest in a great way. So I'm gonna give it a C plus.
All righty. Thank you.
You're
Jill.
welcome.
Yes. Okay. So I really enjoyed the first half of this movie where they're putting together the huts and getting away from, physics aside. It's a lot of fun to actually escape the island. But once they are rescued and we get back to reality, like PvP said, I wasn't a huge fan of the Boris and Boris. I don't know what that. I don't remember. Did they have name? They probably had names. I don't remember their names.
Harry and Lloyd.
Boris and
Harry and Lloyd.
Natasha.
Yeah, yeah,
You get
exactly.
it?
And
You
there,
get it? It's a
it
dumb
was
and
a
dumber joke.
it's a they were really painful to watch. I guess somebody did say that Gilligan's Island does have goofy villains sometimes, but this one just went over the line of the silliness portion of it until the very end when they finally remembered that they have guns. And I remember my first time watching this movie after watching all of the Gilligan's Island, and then I got to the movies. I was pissed that Tina Louise didn't come back. But now I know why she didn't, because I guess she had other obligations and she didn't want to do this because of how she felt about losing. She thinks she lost career opportunities because of this. She thought she was typecast. But I enjoyed it overall. I enjoyed the character moments, like Nemesis was saying, and I thought it was interesting that they didn't put the laugh track in it in the movie. It showed you just how well a lot of the comedy worked, even how talented the crew were at delivering the lines. That they were still funny even without that crutch, and so that I enjoyed that part. But you already mentioned it, Gorilla. What's the likelihood that someone who's gone through this traumatic experience would pick back up going on a boat like that again in that same career? But not only that, when they decide to go off on their little cruise, he didn't check the weather report again, or it was a faulty weather report again, or something. So that happened again. What's the likelihood of that?
I'd be
So
questioning
I don't
caramel
hate it.
ticket. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I think I'll go for B minus just because I love this series. It's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, thank you, Jill. Now,
You're welcome.
now I'm doing that my rating here a little bit differently because I don't know how to rate this film. Was it a bad film? No, there's a lot of stuff there. Like the first 40 minutes, I was into it, even if we had moments with Ginger that you order from Wish. And some of the music was driving me crazy, but I was into it. It made my day go faster. They're watching it. I was entertained. They're getting off the island. No, all right. But then they get back to the mainland. Okay, cool. This would have been the great ending of the movie. But then they got the insurance company telling Skipper, "F you, we're gonna put you to work until we pay you out." You know. Then you got Harry and Lloyd. You get off a Wish there. That was just taking. It's just a waste of film. It's just a waste of film, waste of time, and it drugged the film down. Now, okay, you're going to sign your papers. Cool. Yeah, there, and it just seemed like it was going kind of slowly there. So, like the first half of the movie, I want to give an A. The second half of it, yeah, B in that. But then the Harry and Lloyd, the order from Wish, they're getting an FU out of 10. They're just completely wasted kicking them out. And then it's a slap in the face that they get stuck on an island at the end of the movie, so we don't get the satisfaction that they're rescued. That gets an FU out of 10. So meet somewhere in the middle, C minus. That work?
That's well said,
Yeah, that works.
right? Like straight up, like I
Well,
kind of agree with you. Like I love the first half, and I don't like the fact that there's no resolution. Like you guys said, it would have been better off just to cut it there, and it would have been fine.
but I guess this works as a reunion. They had a reunion of the cast, after all those years, and that I guess that they're going to stay together now. Even though they're stranded again. So it brings you back to the beginning of the movie. They're exactly where they were when they started off again. So, but we're not going to get to see them next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think it's just I really wanted to like this film more than I actually ended up liking it. It's like I like the concept of the film better than the execution of the film. I'm kind of trying to say, and you guys have already mentioned, your thoughts and your nitpicky flaws, or even if they're not nitpicky, they're flaws. When you watched it, it's like, well, yeah, this could have been better, or that could have been better, or this was a problem, and I covered a bit of that in my review as well. And yeah, I think overall our consensus is probably not too far off if you average it out.
Yeah. I probably watched it again, but I've already watched it 3 times in the last 3 weeks. So,
Yeah, I just
Right,
the
like
last month.
I'll drop mine from A minus to like we'll say B. B is a good solid middle ground, like you guys said.
Yeah. So, all right, let's finish up the chats. I'm gonna thank everybody there. We got so many chats, and it's already 12, and I'm getting picked up early, but with the bus, so
yeah, it's
I'm
getting
gonna have
late
to
here.
I'm gonna have to cut this out here. I'm sorry,
Whew.
everybody, but thank you everybody for coming. And I always give this one a straight A grade. I don't need the other 2 TV films after this one. A 4.5 out of 5 stars. Well, you're nicer than us there, Mikey. But I'm glad you enjoyed
Yeah,
the
you should
movie.
keep your A minus, Nemesis. That's how you felt about it.
Yeah.
I'm just being nitpicky too. So I'm just being nitpicky. And Mikey says before this TV movie, the last episode of the show, Gilligan the Goddess, aired on April 17th, 1967, and ended just like the rest, with the castaways still stranded on an island. If they'll cut the movie in half this could have made a great final episode.
Yeah, that's right. Right after they celebrate on the pier, that's all they need.
That
Yeah.
would have actually been a great ending to the show, come to think of it.
Yeah. And Chief Judge Feeling says until they get marooned again. Yep. Odd that 2 years and 3 months later, man walked on the moon with Apollo 11.
I could see what they were trying to do, though, trying to do a fish out of water, out of time instead of out of water, out of time kind of thing. But it's just, I guess
Well, kind of
it missed
people
some bit.
people out of touch with the real world kind of scenario,
Yeah.
kind of thing, right? So
Right.
yeah,
All right. So
out of time. Yeah.
So Eugene says, "Good night, Mikey. The Infinity night, Eugene. If seeing the game marooned on a desert island is going to upset you, it did. Good night, Eugene. You probably won't enjoy Gilligan's Island.
Only because it was the end of it's supposed to be. It's
It was
supposed to
like a
wrap up
slap
the
in the face.
series.
Yeah, it was a slap in the face, is what gave him go back to the island. The reason I enjoyed Lost at the start was because I couldn't stand the characters. Good, stay lost. Hello. And Gilligan's real first name is Willie. Yep, we mentioned that. Anybody
Yes,
or
thank you. Thank you.
PvP, what do you got going on?
Not much. I got some things I'm going to have to try and figure out over the next week, which I won't go into describing here. If anybody can offer any advice backstage, some of you have my email if you guys want to give thoughts and advice. And because right now I'm so confused, I don't know what the hell to do at this point. So I'm not doing it today. Well, I'm way too tired tonight and I got to eat still. And then I'm going to be working right through Thursday. So I probably won't do much for the next 3 days. Hopefully sometime during the weekend, I'll try and figure out what the heck to do. But that's kind of distracting me. I won't be doing much on my channel because of that. So yeah, that's about it. Hey, are you doing a live stream tomorrow night, girl?
Yes, I am.
What time you on there, bud?
Yeah, it'd be about 8:30.
So
Jill.
about 6 my time. Okay, got it. 6:30. Yeah.
Jill, what do you got going on?
Well, it's been real hanging out on my friend's channel. It's I'm glad we came together to do something that he wanted done, and thank you for inviting me to complete this even though I wasn't really a part of the Gilligan's Island crew. I'm glad I could be here to help with the
Well, you were
enjoyment
with
of
us,
this.
well, you were with us for a Lost in Space, and no, and thank you for doing the slides. That really helped there, especially with everything I had going on tonight night there. That just made everything a lot easier and go a lot smoother.
I'm glad I could help for most of it. I knew I wanted to get the font right, and I got the font, the Gilligan's Island font for the slides too. And so I guess it feels weird plugging my channel here, but yeah, so I do stream on Tuesdays and Fridays at 11 a.m. Central. On Tuesdays, I review For All Mankind. On Friday, we review an assortment of different sci-fi things. This week, it's going to be a series of data episodes. I'm going to cover Measure of a Man, The Offspring, and Fistful of Datas.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's on
You'll
Friday.
enjoy
Okay.
that.
All right.
Yeah,
That
that'll be
sounds like
Friday.
fun.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah, it'll
Jill.
be fun. You're
Yeah, I
welcome.
like those. Those are good ones.
Yeah. Now, sis, what you got going on?
Well, same as always. I'll be doing video game streams. So if you guys like sci-fi, westerns, or anything in between, definitely come check me out. Thank you again to Gorilla, Jill, PvP, and everyone here for showing up for this final stream. It was something Pop always wanted to do, and I appreciate once again, like Jill said, I'm not part of the Gilligan's crew, but I know I stopped in as often as I could, and this has been really nice.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming, Nemesis. Yeah, this was great that we could get the four main co-hosts together to finish out Gilligan's Island to the best of our abilities at the present time. Because I know I don't know if I'll ever find the Globetrotters one, and I'm not. Then the other one seems like it's a documentary, but and documentaries are hard to review.
This
But
does seem like pretty good closure, I gotta say, actually, girl.
yeah, but but tomorrow night after Andromeda on Resolute Germs channel, I will be hosting my second cigar lounge there. So I'll be doing that. Then on Wednesday there,
It's a cigar lounge. What do you do there?
I pick a topic. It's just like you sit around a table and talk. But like an
Okay,
upper
cool.
class
I
schnock.
gotcha.
Like my very first cigar lounges, I had gotten like 18 messages going. So how much of a jackass is this Tim Waltz? Because he's my governor. I didn't vote for him, but I'm a resident of the state. I'm not going to play that game. He's not my governor. I'm not playing that game. But so I did a stream there to express my feelings. Nothing, and
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't even go on it. I think I went on eventually, but I had no idea who Chris Waltz was, so I was
Yeah.
clueless. And I think eventually I got on the panel and we talked about other stuff basically. So
well, that's because it kind of got derailed.
yeah,
But
well, it's kind of like when Jill does her Plomake tea times, is it not?
Derailed? Did Scotty show up?
Oh, well, that makes sense then. Okay.
how'd you
Scotty
guys
loves to
feel?
derail things.
No, but anyhow, so I'm gonna do a little bit differently format this time. So
No
at least I
topic
can,
yet.
no one's allowed on the panel until at least I get my piece out that I wanted to talk about. Then
Okay.
I can let people on that way. If it gets derailed, I can still talk about what I want to talk about. But then on Wednesday, as long as I'm home on time and get my new car there, I should be able to do our 2 episodes of Freaks and Geeks. Then Thursday, we got a special cringe stock where we are gonna watch like 4 or 5 episodes of the show called Border Town. And then on Friday, we're reviewing the Waltons episode, The Beguiled, whatever that means. Saturday, we should have DS9. Then Sunday, Godfather 2, but we'll be starting that at an earlier time. And hello, Outlaw Bill. We were just closing up here. And Mikey says, I loved your first cigar lounge. Oh, thank you. And Mikey says, thank you to the panel and everyone tonight. Rip Pop, yes. And great job. So with that, you guys have a good
We miss
night.
you.
This was nice. We met this pop. Rest in peace, pop culture. I'm glad we were able to at least have some closure with Rescue from Gilligan's Island. So you guys have a good night there.